Chapter 58-55. Lin Xian's words spread out and shocked countless people. This Lin Wuti was too arrogant. He actually dared to say such big words. Did he not know how to write the word death? Some people were puzzled. Why was he so confident? Did he have a super trump card? I heard that he has an extreme weapon in his hands. Moreover, he has more than one extreme weapon with him. Suddenly, someone sneered. So what? This time, he offended the Otherworld Heavenly King. Not to mention extreme weapons, the Otherworld Heavenly King has more than one great emperor. So how could he be afraid of extreme weapons? That's right. This time, the Otherworld Heavenly King is definitely terrifying to the extreme. Presumably, the 6 great sects would definitely bring extreme weapons with them. Then, what is this Lin Wuti relying on? I think he knows that his death is not far away. That's why he's so arrogant. Everyone discussed animatedly. They were still not optimistic about Lin Xian. Time passed slowly. On this day, a group of experts finally arrived in the universe. A powerful aura swept in all directions. Everyone felt a wave of panic. Their souls were about to split open. Countless people knelt down in the void. The people of the Hidden Emperor's Star looked up at the sky. They saw that the clear sky was rolling at this moment. Countless dark clouds were condensing. The whole world was shaking, as if the end of the world was coming. Boom, boom, boom. The sound of thunder came from the sky. At the same time, a monstrous power swept down, shaking the entire universe. This power made the scalps of everyone in the Hidden Emperor's Star tingle. They knew that the 6 great sects had come, bringing with them supreme anger. The expert of the Golden Crow clan roared, "It's all Lin Wuti's fault. He offended the 6 great sections. If he doesn't handle it well, he might implicate us." The people of the Twin of Destiny clan also said, "That's right. We must submit. Otherwise, I'm afraid that our souls will be destroyed. Damn Lin Wuti. Get him out of the Hidden Emperor's Star." Some sects who had a grudge against Lin Xian roared. Even the people of the Great Emperor family were facing a great enemy. Now, the Great Emperor family's imperial weapons were brought to the immortal land. Thus, at that moment, they were unable to resist. Countless experts appeared in the sky. They stood there like fiend gods looking down from a high vantage point. So many experts. Were these the elites of the 6 great system-allocated sects? I feel that any one of them would be able to sweep through the Hidden Emperor's Star. These were the forces and sects under the Nirvana realm. The true masters of the Nirvana realm had yet to make a move. The Heavenly King was too powerful. How could Lin Wuti compete with such a person? Previously, some people still had hope for Lin Xian. After all, Lin Xian could condense 3 extreme Dao weapons. But now, they were in despair. Even if they had extreme weapons, it would be difficult for them to fight against these people. Above the 9 heavens, countless people's expressions were cold. Long Yu's expression was cold as well. She looked around and stared at an ancient city. Let's go. Today would be their doomsday if they headed to the Divine Union. This time, Long Yu wanted to take complete revenge. As for the other sects, the Divine Union had also come. This time, they were determined to kill Lin Wuti and spread their name. They wanted to warn the other realms that the Nirvana realm was not to be challenged. A group of people continued to descend towards the Divine Union. Before they arrived, the entire sacred origin city started to shake violently. The nomological laws above the ancient city were suppressed and dimmed. However, this ancient city was also extraordinary. Who knew what material it was made of? Even in the face of such pressure, there were no cracks. The people of the Divine Union were also on high alert. They naturally felt the scene above them. Bai Susu took a deep breath. So many experts had actually come. Nailan Liang, Fu Hongya, and the others were also nervous. Although they had managed to make breakthroughs in their strength, there were simply too many people present. There were as many experts as there were clouds. Murong Qingcheng, Xueqi Yenruyu, and the others also walked out. Big Brother Xian. They all looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian said, "It's okay." The situation was better than what he had imagined. He had thought that the Emperor Lord would come. Now that the Emperor Lord had not come, they were not enough. The only thing Lin Xian was worried about now was the Emperor Lord. After all, a true great emperor's battle prowess was too strong. However, since the Emperor Lord had not come, things would be easier. Everything was under his control. The powerhouses in the sky finally arrived above the divine union. One of them, a burly man, was surrounded by flames like a city of fire. He said, "Where is Lin Wuti? Get out here. Kneel down and submit." A cold voice was heard. However, no one came out. The 6 great sects in the sky frowned deeply. Since no one was coming out, they would make a move. Someone wanted to make a move. However, at that moment, many figures flew over from afar. These people had wings and were surrounded by terrifying flames. Had someone come to help the divine union? Countless people exclaimed. The 6 great sects in the sky also frowned. Did they have a death wish? Stop. We are here to help you. We are the Golden Crow tribe. We have a grudge against Lin Wuti. Now, we are willing to help the 6 great sects to attack the divine union. What? The Golden Crow tribe? Was the Golden Crow tribe also going to rely on the 6 great sects? What about the Destiny Twins? Another group of people arrived. These people were half black and half white. The condensed aura was very terrifying. Apart from them, some other families and sects also came over. Firstly, they had a grudge against Lin Xian. Secondly, this was the best opportunity for them to rely on the deity ground. Very good. Long Yu's lips curled into a smile. Although the other party's strength was not up to our standards, however, with these people taking the lead to submit, would the other ancient families still dare to resist? It wouldn't be long before we could control the entire universe. The sect masters of the other sects also narrowed their eyes. Good. With a wave of their hands, they allowed you to join our camp and become our subordinates. Thank you, Senior. The Golden Crow clan and the Gemini of Destiny clan were very happy. Although they had become subordinates, however, it was as if they had picked up a great bargain. Soon, they turned their spearhead and looked towards the depths of the divine union. They shouted, "Lin Wuti, come out and accept your death. How dare you offend the opposite shore deity ground? You will not leave here alive today." The other people's faces fell. It was over. The 6 great sects were already very terrifying. Now, there were some enemies from before. It was likely that the divine union would not be able to escape this calamity. Just based on trash like you? How dare you be so arrogant in front of the divine union? Finally, a voice was heard from below. It reverberated in all directions. Everyone was stunned when they heard it. No way. Was that Lin Xian's voice? Lin Xian was still so arrogant? He really did not know what was good for him. The 6 great sects in the sky were also furious. The 2 powerhouses from the Golden Crow tribe shouted coldly, "You are courting death. Come out." This was a good opportunity for them to perform. Their bodies were like mountains, shining brightly between heaven and earth. Then they released a terrifying aura. They did not dare make a move against Lin Xian. However, they attacked the divine union's array formation. Breaking the other party's array formation in one move was considered a great merit. Chapter 58-56. Boom. An earth-shattering sound rang out as a dragon claw appeared from below. It was 10,000 meters tall and crushed the void. It grabbed the 2 golden crows and tore them into pieces. Just the likes of you trash also dare to attack this Emperor's array formation? You must be tired of living. In the next instant, the divine union opened the door, and Lin Xian and the rest walked out. Lin Wuti had come out. Countless people exclaimed, "Look, it's Morong Ching and Yen Ruyu. They're back too. That icy woman is Fairy Shui Chi from before, right? And that dragon. They're all back." It seems like the divine union didn't dare to be careless. Some people exclaimed. Others sneered. "So what if they're all back? We can catch them all in one fell swoop. Lin Wuti, kneel down. You're no match for us." Long Yu looked down and said coldly. Lin Xian raised his head and looked ahead. Long Yu was still as noble as ever. Other than that, there were a few powerful beings beside her. They were all dragon horns. Lin Xian naturally saw the sixth dragon general, the Hellfire Dragon. The Hellfire Dragon blinked his eyes secretly. It was obvious that he and Lin Xian were planning to stab each other in the back at the crucial moment. "You're Lin Wuti? You're the one who killed the elders of the Sky Sun sect?" Another old man spoke in a deep voice. He was the sect leader of the Sky Sun sect. His gaze was like the sun, shining in all directions. Lin Xian sneered. "The Sky Sun sect is just SOSO. Courting death." An expert walked over. "Elder, I'll go kill him." This was a young genius. He didn't believe that Lin Xian was strong enough to kill the elders. In his opinion, Lin Xian must have used some despicable methods. "Kid, come and fight with me." That genius roared as a terrifying power burst forth from his body. It was the 8-Crown King. "Just you? You don't have the right to be my opponent. I'll fight you." Fu Hongya walked out. He had broken through to become the 8-Crown King. In the next moment, the two of them engaged in a fierce battle, and an earth-shattering power erupted. Originally, the 6 great sects had laughed coldly, thinking that it would be easy to kill the people in the universe below. However, after 50 moves, they were actually evenly matched, which surprised them. On the 60th round, Fu Hongya executed her trump card and knocked the genius flying. The genius vomited blood as his face turned extremely pale. He had actually lost. Damn it. How could this be? Fu Hongya snorted. "You can't even beat me, and you want to challenge my junior martial uncle? What a joke." Trash. When an elder of the Heavenly Sun sect saw this scene, his face darkened. Had he been slapped in the face? The prodigy was also trembling in fear. "Sect leader, please don't be angry. I'll kill him right now." He roared and quickly rushed over. The two of them fought again. Fu Hongya was infuriated. A leaf appeared in his hand. The merciless laws on it gathered together and pierced through the other party's glabella. The soul of the genius was destroyed, causing it to fall from the sky. He was dead. Countless people were stunned. The faces of the people of the Heavenly Sun sect darkened. A prodigy had fallen just like that? Fu Hongya sneered. "That's all? What's going on?" Some of the sect's elites frowned. They looked at the Dragon Queen. "Didn't you say that other than Lin Wuti and his women, we are not afraid of anyone else?" The others were nothing to be afraid of. Where did this person come from? Long Yu was also surprised. She said, "Perhaps they are some hidden masters. However, there shouldn't be too many of them. There shouldn't be more than 3 of them." The other elites were relieved after hearing this. "Not more than 3? Good. Then we'll crush them directly." The people of the Divine Union cheered as well. Fu Hongya was naturally happy. His strength had increased by a lot. After he retreated, Shengwan Shaoxian also walked out. "Are the 6 great sects very powerful? Today, I'll challenge your prodigy, elites. Come, let's see if you can defeat me." Someone else walked out. "No way. Where did the Divine Union get the confidence to challenge the 6 great sects? You really don't know what's good for you. Do you think you can compete with us with just a few elites? We have far more prodigies than you." A woman from the Heavenly Moon sect also walked out. This woman was wearing a moon robe and was extremely beautiful. After she walked out, she snorted, "I'll kill you." A full moon scimitar appeared in her hand, and she slashed out. "Who do you think will win this battle?" Of course, it would be the 6 great sections. The previous one was careless. Who would keep losing? As soon as she finished speaking, a scream was heard. The person from the Heavenly Moon sect was directly pierced by Shangwan Shaoxian. Her beautiful eyes were wide open. Until her death, she couldn't believe that she would be killed by an ant from the lower world universe. That's all there is to it. Shangwan Shaoxian was also disdainful. Haha, I'll do it too. Nalan Liang walked out. His fat body caused everyone to laugh loudly. What are you laughing about? Lord Fatty, I can kill you all. You're courting death. In the sky, an elite from the Heavenly Star sect walked out. This was also a burly man with 2 meteor hammers in his hands. As he waved them around, he could shatter the void. However, after 100 moves, he was also killed by Nalan Liang. Shock. Endless shock. 3 consecutive victories. The prodigies of a divine union were really shocking. Even the people from the monarch race were shocked. When had the people of the divine union become so powerful? This shouldn't be. One had to know that the ones who had attacked were all 8 crown kings. Where had the divine union gotten so many 8 crown kings? The people from the 6 great sects had cold looks on their faces. Long you said, no matter 3 at most. After this, there won't be any more prodigies. On our side, the dragon tribe doesn't have many people. She had sent the dragon tribe's 8 crown king. This time, she didn't believe that the other side could send anyone of the same cultivation level. I'll go. Bai Susu walked out. You're simply no match for me. On the dragon tribe's side, there was a handsome man. There was a lightning long sword in his hand, and he slashed it forward. The sword chi was like a rainbow, and the killing intent was torrential. It brought with it a destructive power that could sever the heaven and earth. Bai Susu's figure flashed as she dodged. Then she formed a seal with her palms and appeared in all directions. 4 of her clones appeared. It's useless. You're simply no match for me. The dragon tribe powerhouse sneered. Each of Bai Susu's clones held a sword in their hands. They were the 4 seasons sword of spring, summer, autumn, and winter. This was a set of array formations. When combined with her ultimate clones, the power was extremely terrifying. The winter sword slashed out with a biting cold air that made one's hair stand on end. The summer sword had a scorching aura, the spring sword, and the autumn sword. After the 4-sword chi, the sound of the air being split was heard. The entire void was split into 4. Bai Susu retracted her sword and turned to leave. Everyone was stunned. What was going on? Was the battle over? That was impossible. Suddenly, a shattering sound was heard in the sky. The dragon tribe powerhouse's armor cracked, and his body was torn apart. Was he dead? Instant kill. Countless people were stunned. The true Path Sect's powerhouses were also watching the battle. Elder Bai gasped when she saw this scene. Bai Susu's mother also exclaimed, "Is this really our daughter?" Had she become so powerful to such an extent? Bai Susu had always been managing the affairs of the divine union and rarely returned home. But even so, their parents were well aware of Bai Susu's current level of cultivation. Now, Bai Susu's strength had improved by leaps and bounds and reached an unbelievable level. This was really beyond their imagination. The powerhouses present exclaimed as well. Elder Bai said, "It must be Lin Gongzi." It was Lin Gongzi who had helped Bai Susu raise her strength to such a level. Lin Gongzi was too mysterious. Perhaps the divine union could really make a comeback this time. Chapter 58-57. The members of the dragon tribe were shocked. One of their geniuses had died. Long Yu's expression also turned incomparably ugly. She had just said that there wouldn't be more than 3 elites, yet she had been slapped in the face. She was so angry that she started trembling. The powerhouses of the Sky Sun sect also frowned when they saw this scene. The sect master said, "Given our strength, there is no need to fight them one-on-one." Let's just go all out and crush them. I want them all to fall within a jaw stick's time. The others nodded in agreement. Long Yu also had nothing to say. In the next instant, they gave the order to attack with all their might. Leave no one alive. A piercing cold voice was heard, causing everyone to panic. The spectators retreated one after another. The members of the Divine Union also took a deep breath. Was a great battle about to begin? Lin Xian drew his immortal slaying sword and shouted, "Everyone, follow me into battle. Kill your way up to the 9 heavens. Kill, kill, fight, fight." The members of the Divine Union all drew their weapons. The nomological laws on their bodies started to emanate. They weren't afraid of this battle. With a roar, the two sides clashed. The sky and earth were instantly torn apart. Terrifying power filled the vast sky and earth. There were simply too many of them. The people watching from afar had all retreated far away. Through the array formation, they were able to watch. The people of the monarch race sighed. The Divine Union was in danger. Although they might be strong, the number of geniuses and their weapons were far from the 6 great sects. It would be difficult for them to hold on. In a jaw stick's time, or perhaps half a jaw stick's time, they would all be wiped out. Kill. Long Yu and the sect masters of the 5 great sects stood in the void with their hands behind their backs. They didn't make a move because they felt that there was no need. The dragon generals had already attacked. The second dragon general glared at Lin Xian and shouted, "Die!" He sent a palm strike out. Boom! A terrifying dragon claw tore the void apart like an immemorial mountain as it charged towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian sneered. With a wave of his sword, he split the dragon claw in half. The second dragon general cried out in pain. He clutched his wound, his eyes filled with shock. Damn it, how could this guy be so strong? Previously, when he had heard that the first dragon general had died in the hands of this man, he had not believed it at all. How could the first dragon general die in the hands of a young man? In his opinion, it must be a despicable and shameless method. Now that he was facing Lin Xian, he felt as if he had been struck by lightning. The other party's strength was truly formidable. Could it be that he really had the strength to kill the first dragon general? Damn it, I don't believe it. Let's attack together. The 3rd dragon general and the 5th dragon general rushed over. However, the 6th dragon general did not make a move, because it was the Hellfire Dragon in disguise. The 3 dragon generals surrounded Lin Xian, causing everyone to exclaim, "It's over. The 3 dragon generals are attacking together. No matter how strong Lin Xian is, he won't be able to resist. Kid, we meet again. The 5th dragon will be a bone dragon." The gigantic dragon had pressed down on Lin Xian. The sound shattered the surrounding space. Lin Xian was surrounded by the 3 of them, but he was not afraid at all. Instead, he shook his head slightly. "I'll give you all a chance. Leave Long Yu submit to me and continue to serve the dragon tribe. I can spare your lives. Just you? Kid, who do you think you are?" The 5th dragon general sneered in disdain. The 3rd dragon general also snorted. "We are the subordinates of the Dragon Emperor. We will not submit to you." The 2nd dragon general said, "Cut the crap, kill him." The 3 of them attacked together, completely shattering the world. At the same time, countless array formations rushed out of the Divine Union and covered the entire land, protecting countless cities and mountains. This prevented them from being pierced through. Lin Xian roared and charged towards the 9 heavens. The other 3 dragon generals followed. Lin Xian would not be able to escape. The stars in the 9 heavens started to seethe. The sky was filled with attacks, completely enveloping Lin Xian. "Ha ha ha!" The 5th dragon general laughed. "What, Lin Wudy? With the 3 of us working together, he won't be able to resist." Was it over? The people of Buried Earth Star were also in despair. The 3 dragon generals were only SOSO. How did they become the subordinates of the Dragon Emperor? That was too weak. You're still alive? The second dragon general's eyes narrowed. He saw Lin Xian walk out of the shattered void. Unscathed? The third dragon general exclaimed, his face darkening. They realized that they had underestimated their opponent. Lin Xian said, "Take my punch." He punched out, his golden fist engulfing everything in its path. There was nothing in this world that could stop it. Boom. After one punch, the three dragon generals were sent flying, and the fifth dragon general's bones were shattered. The second dragon general's arm was broken, and the third dragon general's leg was missing. After one punch, the three of them were severely injured. How was that possible? The three of them were alarmed. This person's strength was actually so strong. He could hit all three of them with one punch. Who exactly are you? The three of them were terrified. Other than the Dragon King, they didn't feel this despair from anyone else. A terrifying dragon, aura, appeared on Lin Xian's body. The dragon roared, and a terrifying dragon-shaped sword, aura, shot into the sky. At this moment, he seemed to have turned into the god of the dragon clan. Countless people looked up to him. Everyone on planet Burial Earth, and even everyone in the universe, saw it. Even Long Yu's expression changed. Such a terrifying dragon aura. How was that possible? How could he have it? You, the dragon soul in your body. The three dragon generals were stunned. Even the Hellfire Dragon's eyes narrowed. He couldn't tell that this kid had a fortuitous encounter. He could feel the unyielding will of the dragon clan from Lin Xian. Didn't you ask who I was? Let me tell you, I'm the dragon god. Lin Xian's voice resounded in all directions. At this moment, the dragon clan was shocked. Their souls were trembling. The three dragon generals' eyes narrowed. Long Yu seemed to have thought of something. Impossible! The dragon clan didn't have a god. The dragon clan only had one emperor, and that was Brother Tian. She roared in exasperation. Before, she felt that Lin Xian was very familiar. He looked like someone from 100,000 years ago. But in her opinion, Lin Xian couldn't be that person. He should be that person's descendant. Just a descendant. She didn't think much of it. But now, he called out the name of the dragon god. It reminded her of the person who fought with Long Xiaotian 100,000 years ago. Luckily, that person mysteriously disappeared. Otherwise, who knew who would become the emperor in the end? What right do you have to call yourself the dragon god? Who do you think you are? The second dragon general roared in madness. The third dragon general did the same. Even if the dragon clan had a god, it would be the dragon emperor, not you. The other dragon clan members also roared in anger. Lin Xian, on the other hand, threw his head back and laughed heartily. Could it be that you have already forgotten what happened 100,000 years ago? 100,000 years ago. What happened? The dragon clan members were stunned. Lin Xian said coldly, 100,000 years ago. On the other side, 10 Crown King suppressed the dragon clan. The one who saved 10 Crown King, other than Long Xiaotian, was the dragon god. Don't you know? Chapter 58:58. Hearing Lin Xian's words, the people of the dragon race were confused. The three dragon generals, however, had pained expressions. This made Lin Xian very puzzled. Why wasn't there a look of regret? But pain? The light of reincarnation bloomed in his eyes, and he quickly understood. Long Xiaotian was really ruthless. He actually sealed their souls. Now, Lin Xian knew why there was no news of the dragon god 100,000 years ago. It turned out that Long Xiaotian had sealed their souls. Some of the weaker ones had their souls erased. Even the dragon generals around him had their souls sealed. So they couldn't remember anything about the dragon god. Only Long Xiaotian and Long Yu remembered. But so what? Today, let me open your dusty memories. 6 paths of reincarnation. Hand of the heavenly Tao, open for me. The eye of reincarnation in the sky bloomed with a mysterious power. A terrifying soul aura suppressed the world. Everyone's souls felt a huge suppression. It was too terrifying. This Lin Wuti not only had a strong physique, but his soul was also terrifying. The three dragon generals' souls were also suppressed. Their expressions changed. Then, from the eye of reincarnation, a few palms appeared and grabbed at the souls of the three dragon generals, trying to break the other party's seal. The three dragon generals roared crazily. They were resisting. In the sky, Long Yu's expression changed. "Damn it, you dare?" She was really angry. She would not allow news of the dragon god to spread. So, she slapped out with her palm. Heavens, the dragon queen had personally made a move. This was the dragon emperor's woman. How terrifying was her strength! That Lin Wuti was in danger. Countless exclamations rang out. Lin Xian held the immortal slaying sword and slashed out. There was a clang, and a terrifying sword chi blocked the other party's palm. Lin Xian's blood boiled from the shock. Long Yu was even more shocked. The other party could actually block it. But so what? She was completely enraged. Her embroidered hands had the power to sweep away an army. Extremely terrifying palm prints flew out. Immortal technique, dragon seal. A cold voice rang out as endless immortal spells erupted. Long Xiaotian walked the path of the immortal Tao. So Long Yu naturally cultivated immortal techniques. The handprint grew larger in the air like a mountain. At the same time, it connected with the stars in the sky, becoming incomparably mysterious. It was as if a heavenly pillar of light was pressing down on Zhang Xian. Heaven-defying fist. Lin Xian used a heaven-defying fist technique and relied on the power of the nine-yang body to strike the heavens. The fire of the sun collided with the light of the stars. An earth-shattering aura erupted. After the attack, the surrounding people all retreated. In the sky, the 5 sect leaders frowned deeply. What's going on? What? Were they really that difficult to exterminate? Half an hour had passed. Although some people from the Divine Union had perished, it seemed like more people had perished on their side. Furthermore, the number of powerhouses that had appeared in the Divine Union was really too many. This had completely exceeded their expectations. The people from the other worlds were even more shocked. Since when had the Divine Union become so formidable? Suddenly, a blood-curdling shriek was heard. It turned out that Lin Xian had blocked Long Yu's attack on one side. On the other side, he had continued to use his Rinnegan to attack the 3 great dragon generals. Their souls had been torn apart. Finally, some seals had been broken, and some long-sealed memories had surged into the minds of the 3 great dragon generals. This had made them go crazy. They were extremely miserable. Damn it! Long Yu's expression changed as an extremely sharp killing intent appeared in her eyes. A dragon-headed walking stick appeared in her hand. She waved it viciously, and an extremely frightening, cold aura appeared. It engulfed Lin Xian. However, Lin Xian's sword aura moved, and the universe became his sword. The power of the immortal slaying sword allowed his sword technique to directly tear this cold aura apart. Then, the great dragon sword soul roared and slashed out. The dragon-shaped sword aura illuminated the ages like an indestructible divine sword. It slashed towards Long Yu. Long Yu used her dragon-headed walking stick to block it, but it was actually split in half. She kept retreating, her blood churning. Damn it, the sharp blade in this person's hand was too frightening. She looked at the 5 sect masters and said, "Why don't you attack together?" The 5 sect masters frowned, but at this time, the Sky Sun sect master walked over. He also wanted to kill Long Yu. "Do you want to join hands?" "Humph, I'm not afraid of anything." Lin Xian huffed coldly and used the 9-yang divine body to the extreme. His fist struck in all directions. The Heavenly Sun sect also practiced the art of the sun, So Lin Xian had to use the 9 yang divine body to fight against them. You're courting death. The Sky Sun sect master sent out the Sky Sun Great Palm, and the two fought an earth-shattering battle. On the other side, Long Yu charged over again, using many immortal techniques. The combination of the two was extremely powerful. Everyone started to worry for Lin Xian again. However, their worries were in vain. Lin Xian had used a peerless sword technique to fight against Long Yu. He used the 9 yang divine body to fight against the Sky Sun sect. At the same time, he used his Rinnegan to continue attacking the souls of the 3 dragon generals. Lin Wuyi was fighting 1 against 2, but he wasn't at a disadvantage. He could even attack the dragon generals. He was too terrifying. What level had he reached? Long Yu was furious. The Heavenly Sun sect master was also shocked. Could it be that your physique is the legendary 9 yang divine body? His eyes were filled with envy. He yearned for such a divine body. I'll kill you and get the 9 yang divine body. If the Sky Sun sect's ultimate technique was used with the 9 yang divine body, it would be used to the extreme. Therefore, he had to get this body. Immortal technique. Heavenly Sun's descent. With that, millions of suns appeared in the sky, all of which began to descend. The entire void continued to shatter. Everyone felt despair. What kind of ultimate technique was this? Lin Xian roared. 9 suns, open the sky. He punched out with the power to split open the sky. His flesh had shattered millions of suns into pieces. The Sky Sun sect master was also punched through. He spat out large mouthfuls of blood. A bloody hole appeared in his body, and he half knelt in the void. How is this possible? You actually broke my ultimate technique. You're courting death. Long Yu was also furious. He didn't expect that the 2 of them together couldn't take down the other party. He suddenly threw out the 10,000 dragons picture. The void shattered, and countless people were sent flying. At this moment, everyone felt their hair stand on end. An extreme Dao weapon. It seemed that Long Yu was completely furious. Lin Xian also burst out with a cold light and took out the heaven-swallowing jar. A black vortex appeared. It swallowed the sky and earth, blocking the extreme Dao aura. He faced Long Yu in the sky. He sneered. What? It seems that you're very angry. What secret are you afraid of being leaked? Can't they know about the dragon god? Kid, I don't know what your relationship with the dragon god is. However, this matter is not something you can control. This is the Dragon Emperor's decision. Do you want to offend a great emperor? Is a great emperor that great? Lin Xian sneered. Give me some time, and I will surpass a great emperor. His eyes were filled with unparalleled confidence. Of course, in Long Yu's eyes, this was simply a fool's dream. She frantically activated the 10,000 dragons picture. However, Lin Xian was still not afraid. Lin Xian had the sword world, and the power he controlled was much more than Long Yu. Therefore, even if there was only half of the heaven-swallowing jar, it could still block the 10,000 dragons picture. Why aren't you attacking? Long Yu looked at the other sect masters. They frowned deeply. They prepared to join forces and attack Lin Xian. They couldn't let this person continue to grow. Attack. At this moment, the 5 sect masters walked forward together. Chapter 58-59. However, the divine union was no pushover either. Morong Qingqing snorted coldly and charged at the Sky Moon sect master. Yen Ryu charged at the Sky Star sect master. The Old Phoenix charged at the Sky Frost sect master. As for the Sky Fire sect master, Xueqi and the Crimson Dragon worked together to deal with him. Only the Heavenly Strategies sect master remained. This person was very strong. The divine union no longer had a 9-crown king. Who could match him? The savage wilderness patriarch and Fu Hongya wanted to make a move, but they were stopped by their enemies. Lin Xian said, "No worries. Leave this person to me. He wanted to take on 3 people alone. You are really arrogant. The Heavenly Strategies sect master walked over with a gloomy expression. He was a middle-aged man who looked like a scholar. He held a compass in his hand that seemed to be able to calculate everything. He was challenging 3 people alone. In the eyes of others, Lin Xian was in a very dangerous situation. However, Lin Xian smiled disdainfully. Even if the 3 of them worked together, what could they do? My sword can destroy everything. Kill. Lin Xian roared furiously as the immortal slaying sword attacked quickly. Terrifying sword chi filled the sky. He used a powerful sword technique the moment he stepped forward and swept through the sky. The expressions of the 3 powerhouses opposite him changed. Previously, the 3 of them had been very confident when they had worked together. However, they now felt that they had to use their full strength. Otherwise, they might not be able to take him down. Attack together, and don't hold back anymore. The 3 of them attacked quickly. The Sun Sect Master used the Scorching Sun, Blazing Sunday. Long Yu used the Dragon Race's ultimate technique. The compass in the Heavenly Strategies Sect Master's hand blossomed with a mysterious radiance as he continued to calculate. He is behind you. Attack quickly. He is coming over. He is going to retreat. Block his escape route quickly. Angry shouts rang out continuously. Although he hadn't attacked yet, he seemed to have accurately calculated Lin Xian's every move. Indeed, Lin Xian rushed to the front and slashed out 3 times with his sword. Then his figure flashed as he retreated. The entire process was as the Heavenly Strategies sect master had said. Great. He had calculated correctly. Long Yu was overjoyed. The Heavenly Sun sect master continued to block their path. Kid, your every move is under our control. Let's see what you're going to do. The expressions of the other spectators also changed. The people of the Great Emperor clan said, "Who is this person?" This was too terrifying. The people of the Qilin clan were terrified. That compass could deduce everything. He had the ability to predict the future. The strong man of the Kuanping clan side. In this way, Lin Xian will be at a disadvantage. His actions were completely controlled. These people could be prepared and put up their defenses in advance. Indeed, the Heavenly Strategy sect master calculated the next 4 moves correctly. He had calculated every single one of Lin Xian's movements. Humph, the compass in my hand can deduce everything and control everything. You can't escape from my grasp. He smiled confidently. The Heavenly Sun sect master's confidence was greatly boosted. Long Yu snorted. Lin Wudi, today is the day you die. Older brother Xian, Murong Qingcheng, and the others were also worried. They reminded him, "Be careful." Lin Xian said, "Don't worry about me. They can't do anything to me." They can't do anything to you? The Heavenly Strategy sect master sneered. Kid, I can deduce that you won't use your sword technique next. You're going to use your soul, right? Lin Xian was surprised. I have to admit that your immortal technique is really powerful. I've never seen it before. You can deduce what I'm thinking and what I'm going to do. You do have the ability to predict the future. Lin Xian was right. Even he was surprised by this. His initial shock disappeared. Soon Lin Xian calmed down. So, what if these people were accurate in their calculations? An ant knew that a dragon was coming, even if it knew in advance. So, what? Could it dodge? Did it have the strength to dodge? The answer was definitely no. Therefore, Lin Xian didn't have to hide anything. Even if he was predicted with his strength, he could still defeat everything. Therefore, Lin Xian said with a smile, "Next, I'll let you know what absolute power is." Humph, pretending to be mysterious. The Heavenly Strategy sect master sneered disdainfully. His power of deduction could definitely predict everything and avoid everything in advance. The Heavenly Sun sect master and Long Yu's confidence increased greatly. The 2 of them cooperated and prepared to attack again. Lin Xian rushed over and slashed at the Heavenly Sun Sect Master with his sword. The Heavenly Strategy Sect Master said, "His sword technique is fierce. Go to the right. Dodge to the left." The Heavenly Soaring Sect Master said, "Got it." He stood to the left. At the same time, the blazing Sun Immortal Fist in his hand blasted out. "It's useless, Lin Wuti. Everything about you is under our control." The Heavenly Strategy Sect Master was high above and controlled everything. Lin Xian didn't say anything. The sword in his hand became even colder. Boom! An earth-shattering sound came. The Heavenly Sun Sect Master screamed, miserably. How is that possible? The Heavenly Strategy Sect Master was shocked. He had warned them in advance. Was it useless? He abruptly turned to look ahead. Half of the Heavenly Sun Sect Master's body was split open. Blood mist filled the air. His face was hideous. He screamed miserably. His entire body was sent flying backwards. Lin Xian looked at Long Yu again. Long Yu's pupils shrank. What's going on? How did this person become stronger? Next, the sword technique descends from the sky. Quickly dodge to the ground. At this time, the Heavenly Strategy Sect Master continued to deduce with the compass. Hearing this, Long Yu nodded and descended. Lin Xian indeed performed a sword technique descending from the sky. The deduction was correct. Seeing this, Long Yu was delighted. Fortunately, she had prepared in advance. The others also exclaimed, "He's too strong. He can predict the future." Boom! An earth-shattering voice could be heard. Suddenly, the Dragon Queen screamed. Blood splattered in the sky. What's going on? What happened? The others were all dumbfounded. Didn't they already predict this? How could she be injured? This is impossible. The Heavenly Strategy Sect Master went crazy. What happened? When the sword light disappeared, Long Yu's face was pale. There was a sword mark on her arm. What's going on? Didn't you dodge? The Heavenly Strategy Sect Master shouted. Long Yu gritted her teeth. She was very strong and invincible. Lin Xian burst into laughter. I've told you before, foresight is useless in the face of absolute power. I don't believe you. The Heavenly Strategy Sect Master roared. Lin Xian turned and stared at him. You don't believe me? Soon I'll let you experience it. Lin Xian held the immortal slaying sword and charged over. The Heavenly Strategy Sect Master quickly operated the compass and dodged to the left. He quickly dodged to the left. Sure enough, the sword slashed past him. He said, "Do you see? This is my strength." As soon as he finished speaking, his pupils shrank. Oh no! Retreat! He saw a fist coming at him quickly. He retreated frantically. My judgment is correct. I can leave. The Heavenly Strategy Sect Master heaved a sigh of relief. However, he still underestimated Lin Xian. This punch was a heaven-defying punch with incomparable power. It directly blasted heaven and earth into pieces. Although the Heavenly Strategy Sect Master retreated in advance, he was still hit by the remaining power of this force. He retreated and coughed up a mouthful of blood. Chapter 5860. How could it be like this? The Heavenly Strategies Sect Master was shocked. He was actually injured. His prediction was useless. No, he was going crazy and his confidence was about to collapse. The others also exclaimed, "What's going on? Is the prediction useless? Is the prediction useless? Impossible?" From their point of view, clairvoyance was an extremely terrifying ability. At this time, the Yi family powerhouse side, it's not that it's useless, but the difference in strength between us is too great. Someone was puzzled. The Phoenix race powerhouse said, even if you have the ability to predict the future, you can predict it. Next, when the Emperor comes to kill you, can you avoid it? The others were stunned, then sighed. It's true. Even if you can predict it, how can you avoid it? Can you avoid it but can you block it? As long as you can't block this power, even if you can predict it, it will only increase your sorrow. At the same time, some people were shocked. 9-crown king. This Lin Wuti is far stronger than the others. It's unbelievable. That's for sure. Someone exclaimed, "What kind of trump card does Lin Wuti have?" The 9 Yang divine physique, the great dragon descendant, and the reincarnation eye. If any one of them was present, they could make that person rise like a comet and laugh at the world. Now that these 3 treasures were in the same person's possession, how powerful was he? Not to mention, the sword Xian in his hand was also terrifying. There were very few people in the same level who could suppress him. Challenging someone of a higher level was simply too easy for him. As expected, Lin Xian attacked again. He fought Long Yu, the Heavenly Sun Sect Master, and the Heavenly Strategies Sect Master alone. He was really too strong. The 2 sect masters were forced to retreat, and this was the power of foresight. If it wasn't for this predictive power, they would have died long ago. On the other side, Long Yu's expression was also ugly. She was also being suppressed. She found it hard to imagine how a mere junior could suppress her. As the Dragon Emperor's partner, she was very strong. But now she felt powerless. It wasn't that she was weak, but that the other party was too strong. This person was very similar to the dragon god from 100,000 years ago. Could it be that the other party was really a person? But how could this person have lived for 100,000 years? Had he become a great emperor? No, he was only a 9-crown king. Before, he wasn't even a 9-crown king. The other party was reincarnated. She really could not understand what was going on. From the looks of it, only Brother Tian knew his identity. He had to find Brother Tian. Long Yu's expression was cold. She realized that it would not be easy to kill him now. Therefore, she already had plans to retreat. 9-crown king wouldn't be able to kill him. Next time, he would have to send a great emperor. Long Yu controlled the 10,000 dragon picture once more and used the power of the extreme Dao weapon to continuously sweep out. Lin Xian held the heaven-devouring jar in his left hand and blocked the attacks. He held the immortal slaying sword in his right hand and continued to kill the 2 sect leaders. The 2 sect masters were forced to retreat, and before long, their bodies were cut open. After a while, his body was penetrated. This scene was truly too shocking. Right now, the Hidden Emperor's star wasn't the only one watching the battle. The celestial land had also come. Countless experts were also watching the battle. Some people were shocked. Was this Lin Wuti? He was really too strong. The 2 sect leaders couldn't take him down together, and their extreme Dao weapons couldn't kill him either. No wonder he dared to call himself invincible. He really did have the ability. He was already an invincible existence under the great emperor. Who could kill him? It was really hard to imagine that such a talent had appeared in the small universe. One had to know that in the celestial land, in this era, there was no one who could fight against him, unless it was someone who had already become a great emperor. However, those were all ancient experts. They were the most powerful experts of countless eras. Only by gathering them would they be able to form such a powerful force. Lin Xian was really too strong in this era. The people of the celestial land were shocked, but the people of the universe were extremely excited, who said that there was no one in the universe. They had Lin Wuti. Lin Wuti, you can do it. At some point, these people in the universe had already started to cheer for Lin Xian. At the same time, they realized that it wasn't just Lin Xian. Murong Qing Yen Ryu, Xueqi, and the others were also very strong. There was also the old Phoenix, an expert of the older generation. There were many experts in the divine union. Damn it, this couldn't go on. The Heavenly Moon sect leader was a beautiful woman. She said in a low voice, "Take out our trump cards and kill them." Other than the 2 sect masters who were fighting with Lin Xian, The other four sect masters quickly gathered. They opened up a space, and from within the array formation, an earth-shattering power was transmitted. An extremely terrifying blood aura spread out. What was that? Countless people felt their scalps go numb when they felt this aura. The people of the great emperor's family also exclaimed, "The power of an extreme Tao weapon! An extreme Tao weapon has appeared." The people of the divine union also looked up. The old phoenix exclaimed, "Oh no!" The savage wilderness patriarch and the fantasy world patriarch were also shocked. They frantically retreated. They had already broken through and could compete with the 6 great sections. However, they were still vulnerable in front of an extreme Tao weapon. This was the power of a great emperor, a power that surpassed everything. In the sky, the void split open, and lightning filled the sky. The blood aura spread out. Everyone saw. A blood-red warhammer appeared between heaven and earth. It seemed to be made of a sea of blood. It was earth-shattering. The warhammer carried with it an endless amount of power. The Heavenly Moon sect leader said coldly, "This hammer is called the Azura Warhammer. You should be proud to die under this hammer." The 4 sect leaders joined forces to control the warhammer. They struck out, and 4 sky-covering hands grabbed the warhammer. With an angry roar, the warhammer fell mercilessly. The sky fell, and the earth cracked. Nothing could stop it. It seemed like everything in the world would be shattered under this attack. Morong Chingcheng snorted coldly. "Do you think you are the only one with an extreme Tao weapon?" She waved her sleeve, and the ancient desolate tower appeared. The ancient desolate tower released an ancient aura. As soon as it appeared, it expanded and resisted the attack. An earth-shattering sound was heard as the 2 extreme Tao weapons collided in the air. The power of the extreme Tao swept out. Indeed, there was a second extreme Tao weapon. The Dragon Empress was right. The 4 sect leaders were also shocked. It was unbelievable that a sect had 2 extreme Tao weapons. However, they still had the Black Sky treasure sword. The void split open again, and an ancient sword appeared. It also carried an extremely terrifying aura as it slashed down. The second extreme Tao weapon appeared. Countless people exclaimed, "As expected of the otherworld, Heavenly King, their foundation is terrifying." Everyone could guess that the 6 great sects had no great emperors or extreme Tao weapons. These weapons were borrowed from the otherworld, Heavenly King. How many great emperors and extreme Tao weapons did the otherworld, Heavenly King have? No one knew. They only knew that they were extremely mysterious. The Black Sky treasure sword was controlled by everyone, and it slashed down again. Chapter 5861. In the face of such danger, Yen Ryu activated the Green Lotus, which was also an extreme weapon of the Lotus Emperor. The Green Lotus steps blocked the Black Sky treasure sword. The 6 extreme weapons faced each other again. Previously, it was a battle between Lin Xian and the few great emperor clans. It had been a long time. No one had expected to see such a battle again. After one blow, everyone was shocked. It seemed like no one could do anything to the other. Was it a draw? Countless people exclaimed. Those from the deity ground frowned. They had never guessed that such a scene would occur. How could the divine union be so powerful? Retreat! The Heavenly Sun sect master and the Heavenly Strategy sect master also retreated quickly. The 5 sect masters gathered and discussed with each other. Then they clenched their teeth. They would summon another extreme weapon. Extremely terrifying immortal technique fragments gathered in the sky from the 5 of them. Then a huge vortex appeared. It seemed like the 4th extreme weapon was about to appear. The people from the Yi family exclaimed, "Was there more? Was this the power of the Permitha? How many extreme weapons could a sect summon?" This time, even the members of the divine union frowned. If another ton was offered, they would be at a disadvantage in terms of quantity. It would be difficult to resist. Lin Xian also snorted. He waved his hand, and the universe ring appeared in his hand. Then he threw it out. Boom. Ah! The Heavenly Sun Sect Master screamed. His body was smashed into pieces by the universe ring. This sound directly affected everyone. The vortex in the sky also stopped. It even slowly disappeared. The other 4 sect masters narrowed their eyes. They looked at the Heavenly Sun Sect Master in horror. What was going on? At this moment, the Heavenly Sun Sect Master was under the protection of an extreme weapon. How did he get injured? They saw a golden bracelet dancing in the sky and quickly returning to Lin Xian's hand. Don't be wishful thinking. I won't give you the chance to summon a 4th extreme weapon. This guy's trump card was too scary. He could actually injure someone under the protection of an extreme weapon. What was that golden bracelet? Could it be that it was an extreme weapon? But I didn't sense any extreme aura. Countless people exclaimed. Humph! Lin Xian snorted coldly. Qing Cheng, Ryu, make your move. Extreme Dao duel. I'll kill the rest. Morong Qing Cheng and Yen Ryu nodded. This was not the first time they had fought against each other. Naturally, he was very familiar with it. The so-called extreme Dao confrontation was to let the weapons confront each other while they continued to attack. After all, they weren't true great emperors. Even 9 crown kings were very far away from becoming great emperors. It was very difficult to control an extreme grade weapon for a long time. Most of the time, it depended on the self-reaction of the extreme weapons. After spoiling the appearance of the 4th extreme weapon, the next step would be the confrontation of extreme weapons. Long Yu didn't have a good solution for this. Unless he hid under the protection of an extreme weapon and didn't come out. However, this time, they had taken the initiative to attack. If they were to passively defend now, it would be too embarrassing. Lin Xian used the heaven-devouring jar to block Long Yu and then charged at the 5 sect masters. His god body bloomed radiantly as the phantom of the sun twirled around him. A powerful force swept through everything. At the same time, the immortal slaying sword in his hand slashed in all directions. He also used the power of the dragon sword spirit, other than the extreme weapon, the heaven-devouring crown. Lin Xian also had the dragon sword spirit. This was an existence that was not weaker than an extreme weapon. The dragon sword spirit and the immortal slaying sword merged and slashed out. With a scream, the Heavenly Sun Sect Master's soul was destroyed. Everyone went crazy. This guy had killed a sect master. It was the aura of the dragon sword spirit. It was an invincible power. Everyone, be careful. He was the successor of the dragon sword spirit. Long Yu had told them all about Lin Xian's trump cards, so when they saw this sword chi, they felt like they were facing a great enemy. Damn it, the world's offensive saint art was actually in this kid's hands. The remaining sect masters gritted their teeth. The eyes of the others were also red. Of course, they only dared to be envious. They didn't dare to attack. Lin Xian slashed out. The 4 sect masters tried their best to block, but they were still forced back. Their arms were all shattered. No, they weren't his match. They had all gone crazy. The 4 of them couldn't even block a single strike from him. The Heavenly Moon Sect Master shouted angrily and hid under the protection of the extreme weapon. They quickly retreated and hid under the extreme weapon. The Azura Warhammer hung down, and a blood-red light surrounded them. After hiding, they heaved a sigh of relief. This was great. The Crimson Dragon snorted coldly when he saw this. What a joke. Are you all 1,000-year-old turtles? Didn't you take the initiative to attack the Divine Union? Why are you hiding in the turtle pot now? Come out and fight if you have the ability. Naylan Liang also said, what 6 great sects? What permitha? What rubbish? How dare trash like this challenge the Divine Union? Trash. Come out and I'll slap you to death." The people of the Divine Union were all provoked when they saw this. All kinds of disdainful words came out. The 4 sect masters were so angry that they vomited blood. Long Yu's face was also ugly. The other people from the celestial land were terrified. At the same time, they looked embarrassed. It was indeed too embarrassing. The 6 great sects had taken the initiative to besiege the Divine Union. However, they were now being beaten by the Divine Union to the point that they could only hide under the protection of the extreme weapon and not come out. This was really ironic. The 4 sect masters gritted their teeth. The Heavenly Moon sect master's beautiful face was covered in ice. The Sky Star sect master frowned. Should we retreat? The moment this idea came to mind, the 4 of them felt their heads turn black. They really wanted to spit out a mouthful of blood. If they returned empty-handed, they would be utterly humiliated. Not only would they be laughed at by all the realms, but they were also afraid that the Permitha wouldn't let them off when they returned. After all, they had borrowed 3 extreme weapons from the Permitha. Although the last one hadn't appeared, they had already used 2 extreme weapons. If they still couldn't take down the other party, it would mean that they were useless. The Permitha wouldn't raise useless people. One could only imagine what would happen to them. The Heavenly Moon sect master said that we can't go back like this. The 5 great sects have deep foundations and sufficient strength. I don't believe that the puny Divine Union has the ability to use 3 extreme weapons for a long time. Where did they get so many sources of power from? Yes, that's right. They were just holding on. After a while, they wouldn't have the strength to maintain the extreme weapons, and there would be nothing to fear. At that time, it would be time for us to counterattack. Therefore, it was necessary to endure for now. At the thought of this, the 4 sect masters hid under the protection of the extreme weapons. They hurriedly sealed off their sense of hearing. They would feel better if they couldn't hear the other party's insults and provocations. Morong Qingcheng and Yen Ryu frowned after attacking for a while. They came to Lin Xian's side and said, "Big Brother Xian, they intend to exhaust our strength. What should we do?" Lin Xian smiled. "Let's compete then." The Divine Union had never lost when it came to sources of power. Chapter 5862. These 5 sects had extraordinary origins and were located in the depths of the deity ground. Even those great emperor clans were no match for them. They couldn't even use their hands. Not many people in the deity ground could compare to them. Unfortunately, they had met Lin Xian. Lin Xian had the Sword World, which was an ancient land. The Sword World had also recovered. The power inside was extremely terrifying. Although it couldn't compare to the power of a true great emperor, it was a piece of cake compared to the 5 sects working together. Therefore, it seemed like Lin Xian was the least afraid of them. Just like that, the extreme weapons confronted each other in the air. At first, the sect masters sneered. They were conserving their energy and preparing to launch a counterattack. However, after half a day, their expressions changed and cold sweat trickled down their foreheads. What was going on? After half a day of confrontation, they had consumed a lot of energy. This was an extreme weapon. Under normal circumstances, it would be retracted after a single attack. Basically, no one could do that after half a day of confrontation. They had put in a lot of effort this time. After all, if they could really destroy Lin Wudi and the Divine Union, it would be a great achievement. The reward from the other side would be enough to make up for their losses. However, half a day had passed. The other party was still able to continue. This was beyond their expectations. Damn it, what is going on? Our strength can only last for 2 more hours. After 2 hours, we will be out of strength. The Sky Star Sect Master's face turned ugly. The Sky Moon Sect Master said, "They were definitely out of strength. There were still 2 more hours, right?" They continued to wait. After an hour, even the Sky Moon Sect Master was shaken. The Sky Star Sect Master asked again, "Should we leave?" This time, They did have such a plan in mind. Let's go. If we continue to fight, we will lose everything. The 6 sects were already thinking of retreating. However, Lin Xian was getting braver as the battle went on. Lin Xian seemed to have turned into a peerless sword god as he activated the Cosmos Sword formation. Everything in the world was a sword. These sword auras carried an indestructible power as they slashed in all directions. The people from the 6 sects were killed instantly when they were hit by these sword auras. Countless bodies fell from the sky. Blood dyed the 9 heavens red. What kind of swordsmanship was that? It was terrifying. Was this Lin Wudi's swordsmanship? Pressing forward courageously, unstoppable. Why do I feel that if a quasi-emperor is hit, he will also die instantly? He was truly too powerful. The spectators exclaimed in surprise. The people from the 6 great sects were terrified. Run. He's a demon. Those people frantically retreated. Damn it, how dare you? When the sect masters saw their disciples falling one after another, their hearts were also bleeding. The 5 sect leaders furiously roared and attacked together. Then the Heavenly Moon sect leader shouted loudly and retreated. Following that order, everybody retreated. The great Emperor clan's people were astonished. Had the people on the other side of the celestial ground been defeated? It was truly unbelievable. Lin Xian snorted coldly. Don't you think it's too late to leave now? Today, all of you stay here. Divine Union disciples, follow me and kill them. With a furious roar, he pointed his sword at the sky. The members of the Divine Union raised their arms and cheered as they chased after Luo Yunyang. 6 paths of reincarnation. Lin Xian opened his Rinnegan and terrifying power swept across the land. The Cosmos Sword formation was even more overwhelming, cutting off the path of these people. The people from the 6 great sects had already lost their confidence. Now that they were being chased, they fell one after another. Damn it! The Heavenly Moon sect leader gritted his teeth. The Heavenly Star sect leader furiously roared as he attacked with his meteor hammer, wanting to destroy the Cosmos Sword formation. Do you want to die in advance? I'll fulfill your wish. Lin Xian held the god-slaying sword in his hand and became one with it, turning into a bolt of lightning. Boom, boom. The meteor hammer was instantly smashed into pieces. The Heavenly Star sect leader's arm disappeared. He screamed in pain, and his face turned extremely ugly. Damn it, the Heavenly Star sword. Countless stars rolled behind it. These stars were incomparably vast, and they turned into starry sword chi that fell continuously. They wanted to fight against Lin Xian. However, these sword chi were extremely fragile under Lin Xian's god-slaying sword, and were shattered. How could it be? How could you break my peerless immortal technique so easily? The Heavenly Star sect leader was horrified. This was the first time he faced Lin Xian, and it made him feel extremely desperate. In the next moment, the god-slaying sword pierced into his body and shattered his internal organs. Puffed! Ah! The Heavenly Star sect leader screamed. The Heavenly Moon sect leader roared when he saw this scene. Damn it, how dare you? They joined forces to attack and prepared to save the Heavenly Star sect leader. The Heavenly Sun sect leader had already died. They would not allow the other sect leaders to die here, because they could not accept it. The remaining 3 sect leaders attacked, together not to kill Lin Xian, but to save the Heavenly Star sect leader. In the face of such an attack, Lin Xian sneered. With a wave of his sleeve, the Taiji diagram flew out. The Taiji diagram turned into yin and yang, and the Taiji diagram rotated. The yin and yang sword pierced through the sky. The power of yin and yang was too mysterious. The combination of yin and yang turned into Taiji, which was even more terrifying. The 3 sect leaders were blocked for a moment. At this moment, the god-slaying sword flew up again. The Heavenly Star sect leader was split into 2, and even his soul was split open. His injuries were even more serious. However, he was the Nine-Crown King. He would not die so easily. He quickly retreated and escaped. Lin Xian held the god-slaying sword with a cold expression. You use the stars as the foundation to cultivate an immortal technique? Let me show you what a true peerless immortal technique is. The immortal chi seed in Lin Xian's left eye spread out, and immortal chi fragments quickly condensed. The heaven-defying art, the heaven-defying sword, and the flying flame meteor. This time, the heaven-defying sword used the power of the great dragon sword soul. He wanted to use the power of the stars in the sky to kill his opponent. The god-slaying sword was raised high and danced in the air. The stars in the 9 heavens shone down and instantly turned into flames that danced. The illusion of 9 suns appeared beside Lin Xian. The fire of the 9 suns danced, flying flames and meteors. The sword pierced out tens of thousands of stars that turned into meteors that carried endless smoke and fire. This sword was extremely dazzling. No, the Heavenly Star sect leader was in despair. He could naturally feel that this sword was extraordinary. Immortal technique. His opponent actually knew an immortal technique. Impossible. Wasn't he a divine ability cultivator? How could he know an immortal technique? In despair and doubt, his soul was instantly torn into pieces. He had fallen. The second sect leader had disappeared. Was he dead? When the Heavenly Moon sect leader saw this scene, he was stunned. Just now, it only happened in an instant. They couldn't help at all. Damn it. Run. Run quickly. This was a lunatic. They were really afraid now. Ha ha ha. You can't escape. Heaven-defying sword technique. Lin Xian used this magical sword technique again. The immortal chi seed in his left eye spread out again. Heaven-defying sword. Moonlight slash. This time, Lin Xian borrowed the power of the full moon and turned it into a half-moon sword chi that slashed down. The Heavenly Moon sect leader was sent flying and vomited blood. His eyes were filled with fear. Heaven-defying sword Frostthorn. This time, Lin Xian transformed the power of ice and attacked the Heavenly Frost sect leader. The Heavenly Frost sect leader's body was pierced and several bloody holes appeared on his body. He vomited blood, and his body trembled nonstop. Just like that, Lin Xian swept through all 4 directions. He beat up the other sect leaders. Everyone was stunned. The Heavenly Moon sect leader was covered in blood. He said, "Quickly retract the extreme Tao weapon." They wanted to recall the Azura Warhammer and the Black Sky Treasure Sword. Qing Cheng, Ryu, help me hold them back. I want to kill them, Lin Xian roared. The power of the sword world surged out again and gave it to Morong Qing Cheng and Yen Ruyu. The 2 of them controlled the Desolate Tower and Qing Lian to block the Azura Warhammer. There was also the Black Sky Treasure Sword. Although it could only block for a while, it was enough for Lin Xian. You should be proud to die in my hands. Lin Xian took out the great dragon sword spirit. Together with the immortal slaying sword, they formed a peerless sword. Boom! The sword hit the Heavenly Moon sect leader's body and split him in half. Another sword. The Heavenly Frost sect leader was torn apart. The other sect leaders couldn't resist at all. Just like that, after a few strikes from Lin Xian, all the sect leaders fell. The 5 sect leaders who came were destroyed in body and soul. Only Long Yu was left, dead. The sect leaders were dead. The experts of these sections. When they saw this scene, they trembled in fear. Many of them collapsed. They never thought that this would be the result. Where could they run to? The Crimson Dragon, by Susu, and the others began to attack crazily. These people's confidence had collapsed, and they couldn't resist at all. How was this possible? He actually killed the 5 sect leaders. When Long Yu saw this scene, her expression was extremely ugly. This was not the result she wanted at all. In the next moment, her pupils shrank because she realized that Lin Xian was staring at her. Damn it. Could it be that this fellow still wants to attack me? Although her strength was on par with the sect leader, her status was far higher than his. Chapter 5863. Kid, you've indeed exceeded my expectations, but I won't let this matter rest. Let's go. Long Yu waved his hand, wanting to leave with the dragon generals. Did I say you could leave? Lin Xian sneered. Hearing this, Long Yu stopped in his tracks. He turned his head, and a terrifying light bloomed in his eyes. What, do you dare to kill me? Lin Xian laughed. Why wouldn't I dare? You think too highly of yourself. How dare you? Long Yu roared. I'm in charge of the dragon race. Do you want to be enemies with the dragon race? You don't deserve to be in charge of the dragon race. From now on, the dragon race belongs to me, so you can die in peace. Lin Xian walked over with the immortal slaying sword. The dragon generals wanted to protect him, but they were all sent flying. Lin Xian looked at them and said coldly, I haven't killed you yet because I'm giving you a chance. Your seals have been undone. You know that I'm the dragon god, right? Do you still want to protect such a person? With an angry roar, the few dragon generals were stunned. Their eyes were filled with struggle. To be honest, this matter had exceeded their expectations. Long Yu's face changed when he saw this. He snorted. Are you crazy? You actually listen to this kid's nonsense. Don't forget that you're Brother Tian's subordinates, and I'm Brother Tian's woman. I'm his Dao companion. Of course you have to protect me. That's right. The fifth dragon general gritted his teeth. I'll follow the dragon queen forever. Hearing this, Long Yu smiled. Very good. He looked at the fifth dragon general and nodded. Then he looked at the other dragon generals. He said, You guys? The third and second dragon generals also frowned. The third dragon general quickly said, I'm also willing to follow the dragon queen. The second dragon general said, I'm going to find the dragon emperor. I have to ask if this is true. To be honest, he still couldn't accept it. Trash! Don't forget that the first dragon general died in his hands. As the first dragon general's brother, shouldn't you take revenge? The dragon queen roared. The second dragon general shook his head. I know. Lin Wuti and I are enemies. I'll kill him with my own hands. However, my memories have been sealed. I have to get to the bottom of this. With that, the second dragon general soared into the sky, tore open the void, and disappeared. Damn it, Long Yu roared. The second dragon general was extremely powerful. Now that he had left, his side was slightly weaker. Fortunately, the other dragon generals were on her side. She then looked at the sixth dragon general and asked, What about you? The sixth dragon general said, I naturally respect the dragon queen. As he spoke, he walked towards Long Yu. Very good. Long Yu unleashed the aura of the 10,000 dragon picture, which enveloped these people, causing them to feel pain. Lin Xian, just you wait. The next time we meet, Brother Tian will already be back. When that time comes, it will be your death. His figure became smaller and smaller and was about to disappear into the void. However, at this moment, the sixth dragon general beside him had a cold look in his eyes. He suddenly pulled out a black hell sword and stabbed it into Long Yu's body. Long Yu screamed. His body stumbled, and he fell into the void. Blood instantly dyed the world red. Other voices sounded, causing everyone to look up. How did this happen? The imperial clans were all stunned. The Yi and Gu clans were shocked. To be honest, they thought this was the end. With the 5 major sects falling and the dragon race escaping, it would all end. But who would have thought that Long Yu would be heavily injured? Who did this? Was it Lin Wuti? But Lin Xian was standing there, smiling coldly. They looked carefully. The Gu clan's pupils constricted. It was the dragon general. That person was the 6th dragon general. Why would he do this? Not just the imperial clans, but everyone in the universe was stunned. Even the deity lands people were stunned. To be honest, The fifth dragon general and the third dragon general were also stunned. Long Yu roared, "Damn it! You dare to betray me?" The fifth dragon general came back to his senses. He roared, "Do you want to die? Do you want to betray the entire dragon race?" The sixth dragon general took 2 steps back. The next moment, he laughed loudly. "Who told you that I'm the sixth dragon general?" Hellfire appeared on her body, forming armor that covered her body. She waved the Hellfire dragon sword in her hand and said, "I'm the Hellfire dragon, not the sixth dragon general." "Ha ha! You!" The dragon general was dumbfounded. Long Yu spat out another mouthful of blood. Damn it, he had such a mysterious existence by his side. He didn't even know. "You've taken over my body, sixth dragon general. Die." Long Yu covered her wound. She waved the 10,000 dragons picture with her other hand, but at this moment, a black whirlpool appeared in front of the Hellfire dragon. The heaven-swallowing jar's power covered the opponent. Then Lin Xian came to the Hellfire dragon's side. The Hellfire dragon smiled and said, "Kid, I've hurt her. It's up to you now." "Don't worry, I know what to do." Lin Xian sneered. You know each other. Lin Wudy, your tricks. I hate you." Long Yu spat out blood in anger. It had to be known that Long Yu had always focused on nurturing these dragon generals. He had spent countless resources on them. Their strength had improved very quickly. This made him very happy. But now he realized that he was training his enemies. How could he be satisfied? "Just you wait. One day, I'll make you wish you were dead." Long Yu's current state was not right, so he didn't continue fighting. Instead, he quickly escaped. Lin Xian said coldly, "Qing Cheng, Ruzalong, I'll leave the situation here to you. Don't let any of the 6 great sects go." "Hellfire Dragon, take a look here. If there's anyone in the dragon tribe who's willing to join us, let them all come over." "All right, kid, don't worry." The Hellfire Dragon didn't go either. The mission of killing Long Yu was left to Lin Xian. After giving his orders, Lin Xian soared into the sky and charged into the distance. On the other side, the Divine Union had already started to clean up the battlefield. Even the sect masters of the 6 great sects had fallen. How could the remaining people be a match for them? The Azura Warhammer and Black Heavenly Treasure Sword in the sky tore through the void and left when the 6 sect masters died. They wanted to return to the other side. Murong Qing Cheng and the others didn't stop them. These extreme weapons couldn't be suppressed by anyone other than a great emperor. The battle was nearing its end. There were still some people alive who had joined the other side. For example, the Golden Crow tribe and the Twins of Destiny. Their faces turned green. No, the experts of the Golden Crow tribe actually knelt down. They said, "Spare me, please. We were wrong before. Give me another chance to choose. I must choose the Divine Union. From now on, the Divine Union is my leader." Chapter 58-64. The Crimson Dragon laughed heartily. "Now, you know how to beg for mercy? Weren't you arrogant before? Didn't you want to rely on the 6 great sects to kill us? Why don't you try it now?" He slapped the Golden Crow tribe leader and sent him flying. Half of the Golden Crow tribe leader's body was smashed, and he fell to the ground. However, he still insisted on crawling over. "Spare me, Lord Dragon God, spare me, please?" The people of Tibetan Earth Star opened their eyes wide in disbelief. This was the Golden Crow tribe leader? The high and mighty clan of the ancients was now so lowly. The Crimson Dragon and the rest looked cold. At this moment, he said, "I can spare you. Is that true?" The Golden Crow tribe leader suddenly raised his head. He felt as if a huge rock had been lifted from his heart. However, in the next moment, he felt as if he had fallen into a bottomless abyss. The Crimson Dragon said, "I can spare you, but not in this life. It's in the next life. Go to hell now. Attack. With a roar, the Crimson Dragon led the Divine Union people to attack and kill all the people of the Golden Crow tribe. It shook heaven and earth. At this moment, the crowd was terrifyingly quiet. In the future, they must not be enemies with Lin Wuti or offend the Divine Union. On the other side, the Destiny Twins went crazy when they saw this scene. They roared, "Don't kneel. It's useless to beg. We'll fight them. Perish together." Yes, that's right. Perish together. These people rushed over crazily. Their bodies split open, and the power of good and evil exploded. The power of destruction was about to destroy everything. However, Murong Chingcheng snorted and waved her hand. The ancient desolate tower suppressed them. These people didn't even have the chance to self-destruct before they were shaken to death. You guys are not qualified to perish together with us. The power of the extreme Tao was really terrifying. When the surrounding people saw this scene, they felt their scalps go numb. The elites from the deity land also retreated when they saw this scene. They said, "We don't mean any harm. We're just here to watch." Yes, we're not in the same group as the 6 great sections. Please don't attack us. We'll leave now. As they spoke, they quickly retreated. The Crimson Dragon coldly snorted, and the desolate tower in the sky once again exploded with power. The surrounding people were so scared that their scalps went numb. They didn't dare to leave. If one was targeted by an extreme-grade weapon, one would die. These people turned their heads around, and their expressions were uglier than if they were crying. "Fellow Taoist, what's the matter? There's really nothing between us. I'm just passing by." These people all cried. The Crimson Dragon said, "The previous battle with the 6 great sects was an unprecedented battle that was hard to come by in 10,000 years. What you saw was your luck. However, this kind of battle isn't something you can watch for free. Understand?" Some people were still in a daze, but some of the smarter ones instantly understood. "Yes, yes, how can we watch it for free?" As he spoke, he directly took out the storage ring in his hand and said, "This is a little gift. Please accept it." He placed the storage ring in the air, turned around, and fled. After the first person did so, the others also understood. This guy was clearly trying to rob them. However, they had no choice but to place their storage rings in the void, one by one. Then they said sorry, turned around, and fled. The scene was extremely majestic. The powerful cultivators from the celestial ground came from high above and fled in panic. In the end, only a sky full of storage rings was left. "Ha ha!" The Crimson Dragon laughed loudly. "Brothers, keep it." The people of the Divine Union were all smiles as they kept all the storage rings. Bai Susu also walked out and said, "Let's clean up the battlefield." There were also some weapon fragments and storage rings that had to be collected. Murong Chingcheng looked into the distance. "I wonder if Brother Xian will succeed?" The Crimson Dragon said, "Let's leave it to the heavens. Whether it succeeds or not, we've finally vented our anger this time." That's right. The people of the Divine Union nodded vigorously. Next, it was time to clean up the battlefield. The people of the various worlds also went back to rest. At the same time, the news spread. Some people who didn't come to watch the battle were also stunned. The people of the Divine Union won? I'm not dreaming, right? The 6 great sects brought supreme power to besiege the Divine Union, but they actually failed. Not only that, all the sect leaders fell, and the people of the 5 great sects went to hell. Some people of the Dragon tribe surrendered immediately, while others were hunted down. You mean the Dragon Queen? She was being hunted down. Heavens, this was too shocking. Was Lin Wuti already so strong? The entire heavens and myriad worlds were shocked. Not only them, but the people of the celestial land were also shocked. After all, there were many people watching the battle. They went back and spread the news. The celestial land was shocked. The 5 great sects came from the depths of the celestial land, and the dragon tribe was no weaker than the 5 great sects. Even such a lineup had been defeated. Could it be that Lin Wuti was a great emperor? It was unbelievable that such a person had appeared in the universe. This was the first time in tens of thousands of years that Higgin had been slapped in the face. It had been many years since anyone dared to go against Higgin. This Lin Wuti was really daring. Countless people exclaimed. When the news spread to the depths of the celestial land, some families frowned. Someone said, "Humph, this Lin Wuti really didn't know what was good for him." That's right. What did a bunch of idiots outside know? The power of Higgin wasn't something you could imagine. There was more than one great emperor from Higgin. If a great emperor walked out, he could sweep everything away. Lin Wuti, divine union, one strike from a great emperor could turn everything into ashes. When the people of the celestial land heard this, they gasped. Yes, Lin Xian might have won this battle, but what would happen next? If a great emperor didn't appear, they would be in danger. Would the otherworld, heavenly king, send out a great emperor? Which great emperor would they send? Countless voices of Tao and justice were heard. Celestial land, Moon Palace. Jade Rabbit told the Moon Goddess about the news she had gathered. The Moon Goddess squinted her eyes. Had he become the 9-crown king? It seemed like he had grown up. However, it would still be difficult to fight a great emperor. But with his trump cards, it wouldn't be easy for him to fall. Would he try for the 10-crown king? Other than the Moon Palace, there was another place, the Celestial Land. This place was even more mysterious. It was one of the 19 heavens and 10 earths. The Celestial Land was extremely mysterious. Even the 9-crown king wouldn't be able to enter. In front of a city, a few figures were gathered. They had also gathered information about the situation outside. One of them carried a long sword on his back. A handsome man with a wine gourd. When he heard the news, he smiled. Oh, this little guy has become the 9-crown king? Seems like it won't be long before he enters the celestial land to help us. Next to him, there was also a tall and sturdy middle-aged man. He said, with this victory, you should be able to rule the dragon race. However, I don't think the Higgin Heavenly King will let this go. They will probably send a great emperor. We won't let them get what they want. There was a woman beside him. She had a human body and a snake tail. She was the empress. She said, "All right, let's open this city and spread the news. The Higgin Heavenly King will definitely be shocked. When the time comes, they will definitely attack us crazily. They probably won't have time to care about others." Chapter 58-65. Lin Zhan nodded. "I have the same idea. Everyone, let's attack together." Several figures in the surroundings walked over. These people were Lin Zhan, Lord Alcohol, Xia Jiao, the Empress, and the others. If Lin Xian was here, he would definitely recognize them. These 2 people were the ones who had come on the River of Time. These people attacked the ancient city together. The city gates slowly opened as a desolate aura filled the air. Was it finally opened? Lord Alcohol was also excited. Lin Zhan's lips curled up into a smile. This place would become their first city. From this city, we will officially declare war on the Permitha realm. They were filled with pride. They were finally going to fight again. The Permitha realm. This was the deepest part of the Immortal Pathland. It was also the most mysterious place. It was the eternal land of the 9 heavens and 10 lands. At this moment, the people of the Permitha realm had ugly expressions after receiving the news. A few children hurriedly passed the news to the elders. What? They actually failed? Some of the elders frowned when they finished reading the report. The 5 great sects were really useless. They were given 2 emperor weapons. How could they not succeed? The old man was wearing a long black robe. His aura was extraordinary, even though he had yet to become a martial monarch. Although he wasn't an emperor, he was still terrifying. He asked in a low voice, "Have the two extreme-grade weapons returned?" The children below said, "The Azure Warhammer and Black Sky Treasure Sword have returned safe and sound. Should we report this to the virtual immortal?" "No need." The elder in black said coldly, "Who is the virtual immortal? Why would he care about such a small matter?" However, the Divine Union and Linwoody were really extraordinary. The 5 great sects and the dragon tribe couldn't do anything to them. "Oh, right. How are the people from the dragon tribe?" The children below quickly told him what had happened. The elder in black snorted. "After the Dragon Emperor, the dragon tribe has really declined. There is no need to care about them. I will report this matter to the higher-ups. Presumably, the Otherworld Immortal Realm will send a true great emperor there. When the time comes, everything will be destroyed by the emperor's anger." That was natural. The surrounding children and disciples agreed. In fact, they weren't that worried. He only felt anger. After all, they had been slapped in the face. However, in their opinion, the Divine Union was just a small ant. They were stronger than Shore, so it would be easy for them to crush it. "You may leave." The black-robed elder waved his hand. In the next instant, he took the information and flew into the distance. Up ahead, there was a palace that looked like a fairyland. When the black-robed old man arrived, he knelt down in the air respectfully. He requested an audience with Emperor Bayou. Not long after, 2 boys walked over and opened the Immortal Advancement Array Formation. "You may enter." The black-robed old man had been high and mighty before, but at this moment, he was so humble. He lowered his head and quickly walked in. In the immortal realm, there was a mountain with a waterfall. On top of the mountain, there was a figure sitting cross-legged. This figure was dressed in white, and there was a pair of pure white wings on his back that resembled the wings of an angel. His face was handsome, and his body was surrounded by immortal chi, giving off a mysterious aura. When the black-robed elder saw this, he knelt down again. "Greetings, Emperor Bayou. What's the matter?" Martial Monarch Bayou asked calmly without opening his eyes. It was as if nothing could affect him. The black-robed elder held the scroll with both hands and said, "This is what happened previously. The 6 major sects have failed." Emperor Bayou waved his hand, and the scroll appeared in his hand. He sensed it for a while, and then crushed it. What a piece of trash. This voice was like thunder, shattering the sky and earth. The black-robed elder's body also started to tremble. Linwoody deserved to die. However, he had many trump cards. The Divine Union had 3 extreme weapons, and he was the successor of the 9 sons, and the successor of the great dragon sword soul. Therefore, this failure was pardonable. "It seems like I have to take action personally." Emperor Bayou opened his eyes, and the sky and earth seemed to be split apart. Countless strange peaks surrounded him, and he seemed to have turned into an immortal spirit. A mere ant wasn't worthy of an Emperor Bayou making a move. However, this person was really special. Emperor Bayou waved his hand. "I know. You may leave. I will deal with him. 3 extreme weapons, the successor of the great dragon, and the 9 sons' divine body. He was indeed a good prey." A mysterious glint appeared in his eyes. He thought of some things that had happened previously. 100,000 years ago, he had gone out. However, he had suffered a loss. A great loss. Back then, it seemed to be related to the great dragon sword. He hadn't expected to meet the successor of the great dragon sword again. This time, he wouldn't hold back. He wanted to capture the other party, but he wouldn't kill him. He would suppress the other party and torture him. He would let the other party live in pain and despair for all eternity. Emperor Bayou was about to make a move. Suddenly, a ray of light pierced through the 9 heavens and arrived above the Permitha. Then it suddenly split open. The dazzling radiance made everyone on the Permitha open their eyes. The black-robed elder raised his head abruptly. He was dumbfounded. Who was this? How dare they attack the Permitha? Were they tired of living? The other disciples, geniuses, and powerhouses were also dumbfounded. How many thousands of years had it been since anyone had dared to behave so atrociously on the Permitha? Emperor Bayu's expression changed. He soared into the sky, bringing with him a boundless storm. Who was it? He arrived high in the sky and said coldly. Apart from him, there were a few other emperors' auras. Obviously, these emperors were furious. Fight. The light in the sky quickly condensed, forming an endless flame that kept dancing. Then it condensed into the word fight. The battle intent was enough to tear the sky apart. Even Emperor Bayu sucked in a breath of cold air and unconsciously took 2 steps back. This person's attainment was so strong. He was an emperor-level figure. This was a letter of challenge. Emperor Bayu looked at it for a while, and his face turned gloomy. Who dared to challenge them? It seemed like the people from the deity domain had come back. The battle back then hadn't ended. It was starting today to determine the winner. A cold voice echoed down from the 9 heavens, enveloping the entire Permitha. Everyone on the Permitha sucked in a cold breath. Emperor Bayu's expression instantly turned ugly. It was really those people from the deity domain. The black-robed elder snorted. Didn't they lose back then? What right did they have to fight with us? Did he have the right? It wasn't just him. This was what everyone thought. However, after that, their expressions turned even uglier. Even great Emperor Bayu's pupils shrank. In the sky, the majestic voice sounded again. We have conquered the first city in the upper heavens land. With this as the foundation, we will take over the upper heavens land. Permitha, today we will pay back 100-fold. What? They actually managed to take down the first city? Emperor Bayu's expression changed. How did these people do it? He was really shocked. This matter was too big. No, he had to report to the virtual immortal or even the Grand Elder. Chapter 58-66. The people of the Nirvana realm were shocked when they heard the news. The heavenly land was one of the 9 heavens and 10 lands. Even the people of the Nirvana realm couldn't conquer it. But now, the people of the deity realm had conquered the first city. It was absolutely shocking. In fact, the strong people of the Nirvana realm already knew about it without great Emperor Bayu's report. Dai opened his eyes in the middle of cultivation. He snorted. Where is the virtual immortal? Up ahead, immortal chi filled the air as an extremely handsome man walked over. The man looked like an immortal in a painting. He was extremely handsome. After he arrived, he cupped his fists and said, "Greetings, Dai." Dai said in a deep voice, "You should have seen the letter of challenge from the deity realm. They don't know what's good for them and still dare to challenge us. This time, you will be in charge. You must capture them all." "Don't worry, Dai. I will complete the mission." The virtual immortal left. He returned to his mansion. Immortal chi erupted from his body. He waved his hand and sent out immortal light. Not long after, a few great emperors arrived, including great Emperor Bayu. "Greetings, virtual immortal." They all bowed. Dai already knows about the letter of challenge. He asked me to preside over this matter. Bayu, take some people and go to the heavenly land to gather information. Yes, great Emperor Bayu took the token and cupped his fists. They were all great emperors, but there were differences in strength. The person in front of them was called a virtual immortal. He was a terrifying existence among the great emperors, so they could only obey. Luo, you are in charge of organizing the families and sects in the deity land. They were gathering their strength in preparation for entering the high heavens. Yes, a man dressed in purple walked over. He took the token. He was called Great Emperor Luo. This man was the father of the Purple Mansion's Mansion Master and a friend of the green-robed Great Emperor. The virtual immortal said, Ziluo, I know that half of your soul is missing. You are not a complete great emperor. However, if you perform this mission well, I will personally help you return to your peak. Really? After Ziluo heard this, his eyes exploded with an astonishing light. He was really too excited. Thank you, Virtual Immortal. Don't worry, I will complete the mission. He and Green Robe were friends and a pair of brothers in distress. Green Robe was missing half of his body. Although his body was complete, he was missing half of his soul. Similarly, he had been injured in the previous battle and had yet to recover. However, if a virtual immortal helped him, there was a chance that he could recover. Jinglei, when they are ready, you will lead your men and attack a city for me. He would not allow the Azure Lands to fall into the hands of others. Yes. Another man with immortal lightning circling his body walked out from the crowd. This man was valiant and extraordinary. The lightning on his body was really too terrifying. He was called the Thunderclap Emperor. What about Green Robe? The virtual immortal asked with a frown. Great Emperor, Ziluo said. Green Robe seems to be looking for half of his body. His whereabouts were currently unknown. The virtual immortal snorted. Don't worry about him. You guys go first. He waved his hand, ordering the martial monarchs to make their moves. On the other hand, the virtual immortal stood with his hands behind his back. You failed back then, and you won't succeed this time either. The people in the other parts of the deity ground did not know what was going on here. They were still guessing that Lin Xian had provoked the Otherworld Heavenly King and would definitely be unlucky. The Otherworld Heavenly King would definitely send a martial monarch to attack him. Once a big fight broke out, there would be no suspense. In fact, they were not the only ones thinking this way. The Divine Union was also on guard. A few extreme weapons were gathered together, waiting for the martial monarchs to arrive. However, after waiting for a while, they realized that no martial monarch had come. This made them puzzled. The Crimson Dragon said, "Could it be that the Otherworld Heavenly King has given up? That's impossible. Or is there some kind of scheme?" The martial monarch families were guessing, and so were the powerhouses of the deity ground. However, no martial monarch came out. In the end, someone explained, it's always calm before the storm. Perhaps the Otherworld Heavenly King is preparing some big move? That's right. Lin Wudi had provoked the Otherworld Heavenly King, so he would definitely die. Lin Xian did not know about this. He was currently chasing after Long Yu with all his might. Long Yu's face was pale as she used the 10,000 Dragons portrait to escape quickly. She was injured and being chased. She had lost all face, so she had to go back quickly. Only the Otherworld Heavenly King could protect her in the depths of the deity ground. Therefore, it did not take long for her to enter the deity ground. It would not be so easy to enter. Lin Xian huffed coldly, his eyes shining with the light of reincarnation. The 6 paths of reincarnation pressed down, and the terrifying power of reincarnation enveloped the land. At the same time, the sky-devouring jar created a vortex to cut off the path. The entire space shook violently. Not good. Hurry up and defend. Long Yu roared, and the dragon race powerhouses beside her cooperated with her. One of them activated the 10,000 Dragons portrait to block the black vortex. At the same time, the 5th dragon general roared, Lin Wudi, do you want to die? Do you really want to fight to the death? You can't kill us. When we recover, it will be your death. Lin Xian huffed coldly. So much nonsense. He waved his hand and took out the Heaven and Earth ring. Now that the Heaven and Earth ring had gathered enough power in the Sword World, he threw it out. Boom! A beam of golden light shone forward. The 5th dragon general was hit until he spat out blood, and cracks appeared on his body. His face was full of fear. What was that? That golden light ignored the protection of the 10,000 Dragons portrait? Damn it. Lin Wudi, we won't let you go. You can only use it once. The third dragon general roared again. Lin Xian took back the heaven and earth ring and said, "Yes, it can only be used once. But do you think I only have one?" "Xiao Bai," Lin Xian shouted. Xiao Bai flew out of the sword world, hugging the little gourd and saying, "Baby, please turn around." A beam of sword light flashed past like a flying immortal. The third dragon general screamed as his head flew up. Ah, he screamed in pain. In the blink of an eye, the two dragon generals were severely injured. This was with the protection of the 10,000 dragons portrait. If it wasn't for the extreme protection, they would have been killed instantly. "Damn it, let's go." Long Yu roared. The power of the 10,000 dragons shattered the space and quickly escaped. "You want to leave? Can you leave?" Lin Xian wielded the heaven-devouring jar and hurled it over. At the same time, the god-slaying sword slashed down with the power of the dragon sword soul. It merged with the murderous energy of the god-slaying sword, forming the strongest sword energy. "Damn it, I won't lose." The third dragon general and the fifth dragon general roared furiously. They quickly attacked. The dragon race's mystique gathered to block the sword energy. However, they still had to fight. Their blood boiled. At the critical moment, Long Yu also attacked. She used an immortal spell. The three of them worked together to block the sword. As for the other dragon race elites, they were no match at all. Some of them left with the sixth dragon general, which was the Hellfire Dragon. As for the remaining ones, they probably couldn't even withstand a single strike from Lin Xian before they turned into a bloody mist. Now, only the three in front of him could attack. Chapter 58-67. The attacks of the two sides collided, resulting in a shocking storm. The entire void began to shatter, and the stars in the surroundings began to crack apart. The two dragon generals spat out blood. Long Yu's face paled, and blood flowed from the corner of her mouth. After that attack, they were injured again. "Let's go." They didn't dare to fight, so they quickly ran into the deity ground. The people in the deity ground also sensed this and looked up at the sky. What a terrifying attack. Was she from the dragon clan? Was she the dragon queen? She was being hunted down. No way. Who was so bold? What a terrifying sword chi. Could it be Lin Wuti? He didn't hide and continued to chase. He was too bold. Wasn't he afraid of being targeted by the otherworld, Heavenly Emperor? Countless exclamations sounded. The fifth dragon general also roared, "We're from the dragon race. Please save us. We're grateful." The third dragon general roared, "He's Lin Wuti. He's an enemy of the otherworld, Heavenly Emperor. Please kill him." Clearly, they wanted to get the otherworld, Heavenly Emperor's attention. Lin Xian huffed coldly, "Don't waste your energy. I'll just announce it. I'm Lin Xian, and I'm hunting them down. Whoever dares to stop me will be my enemy." Lin Xian didn't hide anything at all. He directly announced his identity and purpose, causing an uproar. Long Yu and the others were also stunned. Was this guy really not afraid of the otherworld Heavenly Emperor? Where did he get the confidence to fight the Arch? Slash. As soon as Lin Xian finished speaking, he slashed out with his sword again. The entire sky was split open, and the deity ground shook violently. Countless people looked up, dumbfounded. The other party's sword technique seemed to have become stronger again. Boom, boom. 1 slash, 2 slashes, 3 slashes, and the fifth dragon general's body was torn apart. He was shaken to death. Long Yu had already started to burn her bloodline, and the 10,000 dragons portrait exploded with shocking power. But in terms of power, she couldn't beat Lin Xian. Lin Xian had the sword world and could continuously provide power to the sky-devouring jar, so he wasn't afraid at all. The heaven-swallowing jar released a terrifying aura that swallowed the heavens and earth, blocking the 10,000 dragon dynasty. The clash between the two extreme weapons was like a battle between two emperors. Wherever it passed, The mountains and rivers beneath the deity ground were shattered. Countless living beings prostrated themselves on the ground. Boom! Lin Xian seized the opportunity and unleashed Rinnegan. The 6 paths of reincarnation tore the soul of the 3rd dragon general apart. The 3rd dragon general fell from the sky and died as well. Long Yu had gone mad. Had the last 2 dragon generals by her side also died? Now she was the only one left. The people of the immortal land were stupefied. Even such a terrifying dragon general fell, not a match for him. Who else could suppress Lin Wuti? Perhaps only a true martial monarch would be able to do so. Damn it, I'll fight you to the death. Dragon destroys the heavens. Long Yu abruptly turned around. Together with the descending aura of the 10,000 dragons portrait, it enveloped her palm. He struck out with his palm. This palm strike could shatter the heavens as it charged towards Lin Xian. The people of the deity ground were shocked. This was the combination of an extreme-grade weapons attack and the power of an extreme-grade weapon. Even the 9-crowned king couldn't withstand it. He would die without a doubt. However, Lin Xian stood there and didn't dodge at all. He summoned the dragon sword spirit. He slashed out with his sword. The dragon-shaped sword chi clashed with the dragon destroyer of the heavens. The giant dragon roared, and the world shook. The palm that was wrapped around the extreme-grade weapon was cleaved apart by the sword. The dragon sword spirit was now even more terrifying than before. Previously, when Lin Xian had broken through, the dragon sword spirit had absorbed the dragon vein from 100,000 years ago and recovered further. Its combat power had more than doubled. At this moment, it was no weaker than an extreme weapon. Had it been broken? Long Yu's expression was ugly. The people of the deity ground all gasped. Was this the legendary offensive Saint Art? Had it been developed in the hands of the other party? It's useless. I also have an extreme weapon, and I'm stronger than you. In terms of strength, cultivation, and divine powers, you're no match for me. I also have the dragon sword spirit. How can you mention it to me? Lin Xian said coldly, "Surrender. You're no match for me at all." When Lin Xian said this, he was full of pride. Back then, he was just a small martial artist. He could only look up to such a giant like the 10,000 Dragons dynasty. But now, the 10,000 Dragons dynasty was no match for him at all. Even dragon generals had died in his hands. Other than the Dragon Emperor, Long Yu was no match for him now. He could already look down on her. Long Yu was extremely angry. Was she being looked down on? How many years had it been? She had never felt such an atmosphere. She was the Dragon Emperor's woman. When the Dragon Emperor was still alive, who dared to offend her? All the strong cultivators in the universe had to kneel at her feet. But now, she was being looked down on by a young man. And this young man even wanted to kill her. Damn it, I can't accept this. I won't bow to you. Long Yu wanted to merge with the 10,000 Dragons picture. Do you think you're the only one who knows how to merge? Lin Xian sneered. He merged with the dragon sword spirit, and dragon scales grew on his body. He charged over and slashed at the 10,000 Dragons picture. An earth-shaking battle sounded. Extreme Tao power danced. After 10 moves, Long Yu was shaken out, and cracks appeared on her body. Even if she was merging, she was no match for this method. She could only run for her life. Kill. Lin Xian opened Sword World, and power surged into the Dragon Sword Spirit and the Heaven-Devouring Jar. He controlled these 2 super weapons and chased after her crazily. Long Yu had the 10,000 Dragons picture, but she was still suppressed and kept spitting out blood. It was over. Heaven-defying sword, slaying immortal. Lin Xian roared and created his own sword technique again. This sword was filled with killing intent, no matter where you were or if you were in the universe. There was nowhere to hide under this sword. No. Long Yu roared. The 10,000 Dragons picture had been sent flying by this sword. How could she block it? Was she going to die here? She couldn't accept it. The people in the deity ground were also terrified. This Lin Xian was really too terrifying. He was a killing god. At this critical moment, the world broke open, and a dragon claw suddenly reached out from the depths of the deity ground. It carried earth-shattering power. It hit the immortal slaying sword. The two collided, shaking the world. Lin Xian could feel an unparalleled aura coming at him. He shouted and directly used the heaven-devouring jar to envelop him. In an instant, that place was completely turned into nothingness. The people in the deity ground were all stunned. What happened? What terrifying power! Why did it feel like it was even more terrifying than an extreme Dao weapon? Some experts were terrified. This was the power of a Dharch. Had the Dharch revived? Lin Xian retreated into the distance, his face a little pale. The reincarnation gaze in his eyes bloomed and stared at the dragon claw. This was the power of a Dharch. Long Xiao Tian, have you finally awakened? Brother Tian, it's Brother Tian. Long Yu was overjoyed. Brother Tian, save me. Brother Tian, kill him. Catch him. I'll torture him until he's better off dead. Long Yu seemed to see hope and roared crazily. She wanted revenge. She wanted him to live in pain and despair for all eternity. This was the consequence of offending her. Chapter 5868. Countless people looked up. That huge dragon claw was like the claw of a heavenly dragon standing there. It had the aura of an emperor. However, there was no response. After that dragon claw attacked, it did not continue attacking. Lin Xian grabbed the 10,000 dragons diagram. It enveloped Long Yu and quickly left. Lin Xian did not chase after it. He could feel that it was Long Xiaotian attacking again. However, why did Long Xiaotian not respond? It seemed that the other party was not in a good state. He snorted coldly. When he became the 10-crown king, there would be a day when he would find him to fight. As for Long Yu, there was nothing to fear. This woman was no longer worthy of being his enemy. He had already surpassed her in every aspect. However, he did not plan to let her go completely. He planned to use her. Thinking of this, Lin Xian took out a few fruits from the sword world. He crushed them. There was a bug in one of the fruits. The bug instantly disappeared. Lin Xian's lips curled into a cold smile. This was a bug that Little White had found in the sword world. It was poisonous. It could enter a person's bloodline and hibernate. Once it moved, it could make a person hover between life and death. As for those fruits, they had a special effect. After crushing them, they could lock onto a person's tracks. It was very magical. This way, Lin Xian had left a trump card in Long Yu's body. Also, he knew the other party's location. This way, Lin Xian would be able to find the Dragon Emperor. Although the Dragon Emperor had not joined the Otherworld Heavenly King back then, he still had a grudge with him. They were sworn enemies. There would be a battle sooner or later. If it was possible, he would find the other party and kill him before he fully recovered. Although Long Yu was not dead, she was probably feeling worse than death. She was a proud woman who had once stood at the peak of the world, high and mighty. However, she had now fallen from the peak to the abyss. Furthermore, the feeling of being stepped on by him was definitely worse than death. He would let her continue to live in this pain and torture. The corners of Lin Xian's lips curled up. "Let's go." His body flashed. He grabbed the two dragon generals' corpses and turned to leave. The battle was over. The people from the celestial land were shocked, but they continued to pass on the information. Some people said that Lin Wuti was too strong and had really defeated the Dragon Queen. In the end, did the Dragon Emperor make a move? As expected, the Dragon Emperor was still alive. This great emperor was too mysterious. They had disappeared, but they didn't die. What were they waiting for? Or was he hiding from something? Countless voices of discussion could be heard. Some people guessed that this was the secret of the great emperor. Some people even guessed that it was Lin Xian. This person was too powerful. He was almost invincible under the great emperor realm. However, there were also people who shook their heads. No matter how strong he was only invincible under the emperor realm. Once the emperor realm appeared, he would die without a doubt. Not only did he offend the heavenly king, but he also offended the dragon emperor. No matter who it was, they were all great emperors. Of course, there were some who said that it was not certain. Now that the dragon monarch had left, Long Yuran had retreated. On the other hand, the otherworld heavenly emperor's attitude was quite strange. Not a single great emperor walked out. This undoubtedly gave Lin Wuyi time to think. I still remember that when he first came to the deity ground, he was only a quasi-emperor. Now he's already the 9-crown king. How long has it been? Give him a little more time, and he might really be able to use this era's opportunity to break through and become a great emperor. At that time, with his trump cards, ordinary great emperors wouldn't be able to suppress him. He really is the most terrifying genius of this era. Countless envious voices could be heard. This news also spread to the various worlds. In the universe, countless stars and realms were shocked. Lin Wuyi had created another record. It was too terrifying. The 10,000 Dragon Dynasty probably didn't exist anymore. What would happen to the dragon race? Lin Xian returned to the Divine Union, and the Divine Union cheered. Big Brother Xian, you're back. Kid, you're fine. That's great. Crimson Dragon and the others come over. Fu Hongya said, it's a pity that you didn't kill Long Yu. Lin Xian smiled. It's fine. She's nothing to be afraid of. Plus, such a proud woman living in pain. You can imagine how it feels. The others nodded as well. The more talented one was the more they couldn't stand setbacks. All right, let's not talk about that woman. Look at what this is. Lin Xian threw the bodies of the 2 dragon generals on the ground, which made countless people gasp. The Hellfire Dragon also walked over. Behind him, there were some dragon race members. When they saw this scene, they couldn't help but feel their scalps go numb. They looked at Lin Xian with fear in their eyes. Lin Xian said, "Don't be afraid. I won't attack you because I'm also a member of the dragon race." Lin Xian was right. He also had a dragon soul. Plus, he had some dragon balance in his body. He had received too much power from the dragon race. Naturally, he was a member of the dragon race. He said, I killed these people because they betrayed the dragon race. The dragon race's spirit would never yield. They would never yield to Permitha. They went against the spirit of the dragon race. They deserved to die. Let me show you something. The power of reincarnation in Lin Xian's eyes exploded. The scene of him saving the dragon race and 10-crown king appeared again. The people of the dragon tribe raised their heads to look at this scene, incomparably shocked, especially when 10-crown king died. He let out an unwilling roar. The dragon race would never yield. Countless dragon race members cried. They cried and cried as they knelt on the ground. Ancestor, what did 10-crown king represent? They knew very well. Even if you became a great emperor, you might not be qualified to be 10-crown king. 10-crown kings were too rare. Above 9-crown king was a great emperor under normal circumstances. If a 10-crown king became a great emperor, he would be an existence that would shock the world and make ghosts and gods cry. The dragon race originally had such an existence. However, he was killed by the people of the otherworld, heavenly king. Unforgivable. Now they finally knew why Lin Xian was so angry and wanted to kill Long Yu and the others. This kind of person didn't deserve to be in charge of the dragon race. Dragon God above, we are willing to submit. The dragon race members knelt on one knee and looked at Lin Xian with cupped fists. This time, they were wholeheartedly convinced. Not only had Lin Xian saved 10-crown king, but he had also obtained 10-crown king's power. This power had been obtained by 2 people. One was Long Xiaotian, the dragon emperor. The Dragon Emperor had ruled the dragon race for 20,000 years, but he was no longer around. Long Yu wasn't worthy. Now it was the dragon god's turn. Thinking about it, with Lin Xian's powerful talent, he would definitely be able to lead the dragon race to awaken once more. He would stand at the peak of the universe. Good. Spread the news of this scene and tell all the dragon race in the universe. I want the truth to be revealed to the world. Let's go. The experts of the dragon clan quickly left with this scene. Before long, the news spread throughout the universe. Countless people were shocked. So, there was actually such a secret. Lin Wuyi had actually done such a thing. Heavens, this was the power of time. Had he gone back in time? It was too inconceivable. The great emperor clans were also shocked. The power of time was incomparably mysterious. Even great emperors might not be able to control it. However, Lin Xian had actually had such a fortuitous encounter. He had been able to return to 100,000 years ago. Countless people were envious and amazed. Lin Xian didn't hide this matter. There was nothing to hide. Long Xiaotian did not die. Then this matter, there will be a day when it will spread. Moreover, he had hidden it previously because the half-frog was still alive. He didn't want the green-robed great emperor to find it. Now, the half-frog was dead. Even if the heavenly emperor knew that he had gone back in time 100,000 years ago, what could he do? Therefore, spreading the news would be beneficial to his identity as the dragon god. Indeed, the dragon race members in the universe were shocked when they saw this scene. It turned out that the dragon race had such a secret. However, why didn't they know? The dragon emperor had hidden his memories. Could he be afraid of the dragon god? The dragon god is our benefactor. I think the dragon god can lead us to rise again. The dragon god is my idol. The geniuses of the dragon race all said that they wanted to follow the dragon god. Yes, that's right. They wanted to follow the dragon god. The dragon race members in the universe started to gather in the divine union. Chapter 5869. The Thunder Dragon Tribe, Wind Dragon Tribe, Sword Dragon Tribe, Water Dragon Tribe, Fire Dragon Tribe, Rain Dragon Tribe, countless Dragon Tribe members gathered in the divine union. At this moment, 10,000 dragons bowed. The people of the divine union were also excited. After joining the Dragon Tribe, the divine union had become stronger. Lin Xian's eyes shone brightly. His lips curled up into a smile. Holding the dragon sword in his hand, Lin Xian roared into the sky. I am the dragon god. Follow me, and I will let you stand at the peak of the universe. Also, I will avenge the dragon tribe's 10-crown king. One day, I will bring you to the other side. Greetings, dragon god. Dragon god. Countless voices of worship could be heard. At this moment, 10,000 dragons bowed. Lin Xian had become the dragon god. He would be in charge of the dragon tribe. The news spread, and everyone came to congratulate him. The Yi family, the Phoenix tribe, and the Kuanpeng tribe all came to congratulate him. All eyes were on Lin Xian. Even the people of the deity land were shocked. The divine union was already very powerful. Now they had joined the dragon tribe. It was hard to imagine how terrifying that would be. It seemed like Lin Wuyi's rise was unstoppable. No one knew who could stop him. Next, the divine union held a grand banquet to congratulate the dragon tribe. At the same time, Lin Xian started to organize his spoils. He rewarded the people of the divine union. Everyone wanted to get their spoils. They were very happy. By Susu, the fantasy world patriarch, Fu Hongya, and the others were even more so. Lin Xian gave the weapons of the dragon generals to them. The newcomers of the dragon tribe were also envious. It seemed like there were many benefits to following the dragon god. Lin Xian did not treat them unfairly. He gave them a big gift as soon as he arrived. The Crimson Dragon personally set up a spirit gathering array to gather the spirit chi of the universe and baptized the dragon tribe members. The dragon tribe members were naturally very grateful. Lin Xian discussed with the Crimson Dragon, the Hellfire Dragon, and the others whether to establish their own forces in the deity land. After all, although the divine union was powerful, it was still in the universe. With the holy origin ancient city as the foundation, there were countless resources in the celestial land, and it was extremely mysterious. If he could not establish a force there, he would be at a disadvantage. When Xueqi heard that, she said, "But we offended so many experts and sects from the celestial land. Would it be dangerous to establish a force there?" Lin Xian said, "It was indeed very dangerous, but didn't danger and opportunity always coexist? The greater the danger, the greater the opportunity." After some discussion, they decided to build Dragon City in the deity land. Naturally, he had to choose a place where the dragon veins gathered. There was also a dragon city in the depths of the immortal ground, but the location was not very good. It was just a random city that Long Yu had given after joining the otherworld Heavenly King. This time, Lin Xian wanted to make a good selection. It might not be in the depths of the deity ground. This was because there were also mysterious places in other places. There were even many places where great emperors were buried. Therefore, everything needed to be arranged properly. After accompanying Murong Qingcheng, Yan Ruyu, and Xueqi for a month, Lin Xian left. He set off with the Crimson Dragon and headed to the deity land to find a place to build Dragon City. After arriving at the deity land, Lin Xian gathered the Tianshui clan and the other chosen immortal clans. When these chosen immortal clans saw Lin Xian, they also bowed respectfully. "Greetings, Lin Gongzi." Although they were from the deity land, they had already submitted to Lin Xian. Lin Xian said, "I want to build a dragon city. Which place has the strongest dragon veins?" These clans mentioned some strange places, and Lin Xian went there personally. However, he was not very satisfied. Lin Xian personally went to look for it. He used his Rinnegan and walked through some strange places in the deity land. Finally, he found a place, Dragon Soul. The terrain of this place was very strange, and it had a terrifying power. Ordinary boundary emperors would not dare to come here. However, when Lin Xian arrived, the dragon sword soul in his body roared, "Kid, this place is not ordinary. It has a dragon soul." Lin Xian nodded. He also felt it, so he agreed to choose this place. He would build Dragon City here. The more Lin Xian looked at this place, the happier he was. Other experts did not dare to come here, but for the dragon race, this was a treasure land. He summoned the Crimson Dragon. When the Crimson Dragon walked out of the spatial array, its eyes lit up. "Kid, how did you find this place?" Lin Xian said, "I found it by chance. How does it feel?" The Crimson Dragon was very excited. It was too unusual. Lin Xian also nodded. He said, "From now on, the dragon's sword," its sword pointed to the sky. Lin Xian pulled out the immortal slaying sword and carved the words Dragon City in the void. From now on, the dragon race would soar here. They could build a teleportation array and let the dragon race come over to build their own home. Lin Xian said in a deep voice. The Crimson Dragon started to set up the array. When the news was spread, the dragon race in the Divine Union were also delighted. Had they found it? Then they started to use the teleportation array to teleport quickly. When they arrived at the land of the Dragon Soul, they were extremely shocked. They knew that Lin Xian had found an excellent place. Then they started to build Dragon City. All kinds of buildings, pavilions, halls, and mansions were built quickly. All kinds of metals, spirit stones, and array formations were sent over from all over the universe. The current Divine Union was the supreme overlord of the myriad realms. They controlled too many planets, so power and resources could be sent over continuously. It was not just the universe. The families and sects that Lin Xian controlled in the deity land also started to send over all kinds of treasures. The construction of Dragon City was in full swing. The Crimson Dragon was also a master. He set up array formations around and inside Dragon City. He wanted to make this place impregnable. As the dragon god, Lin Xian was naturally the city lord. The Crimson Dragon was Lin Xian's friend. He also had the bloodline of the divine dragon, so he naturally became the deputy city lord. This made the Crimson Dragon very enthusiastic. The Hellfire Dragon was also the deputy city lord. The commotion here attracted the attention of the deity land. Who was it? Someone was building the land of the dragon soul there. That place was so strange. Who would dare? It seemed to be someone from the dragon race. Countless voices of Tao and justice were heard. When they heard about the dragon race, some people did not dare to make a move. Of course, there were also people who were extremely arrogant. For example, some powerhouses born in the deity land. They were not ordinary powerhouses. They were from the demon race, and they were sky-devouring pythons. They already knew about the dragon soul and wanted to occupy it. However, the land of the dragon soul was very strange. In addition to them, there were other demon races in the depths of the deity land who also wanted this place. There was even a big battle because of this. For a while, no one dared to go to the land of the dragon soul. But now they heard that someone came to the land of the dragon soul and wanted to occupy it. The sky-devouring pythons were instantly enraged, so they came with murderous intent. In the land of the dragon soul, the dragon race also sensed that something was wrong. The Hellfire Dragon said, "It seemed that someone was coming, and he was very powerful." Lin Xian heard and narrowed his eyes. Was there someone in the deity land who did not know what was good for them? It was okay. If he dared to come, they would fight back. Lin Xian led the dragon race and prepared for battle. On the other side, in the black clouds, countless sky-devouring pythons kept moving. Some of them turned into human form, and some maintained their demon beast form. They covered the sky and covered the earth. The black clouds pressed down on the city. When they came close to the land of the dragon soul, they were stunned. Someone exclaimed, "Oh my God, this is really the dragon soul. Where did all these pavilions come from? And that array, it was shining like a paradise on earth. What kind of divine being was this? How could they be so generous?" At this moment, a man in a black robe snorted coldly. "Ignorant thing. Isn't it just some arrays? What is it? Can it be more powerful than our sky-devouring clan? Our sky-devouring python clan is so powerful. We have so many experts. We didn't make a move because we were afraid of other demon clans. Otherwise, this dragon soul would have been ours long ago. I want to see who it is." With that, he walked forward and stood on the black cloud. He shouted coldly, "People of the land of the dragon soul, come out and kneel on the ground." His voice was like thunder, resounding in all directions. Countless people raised their heads to look at the sky. Is someone here to cause trouble? In front, the people of the land of the dragon soul also heard it. They were all on guard. Lin Xian snorted coldly. From today onwards, the land of the dragon soul was changed to Divine Dragon City. Since it's your first time here, leave quickly. I won't kill you. Get lost. Lin Xian's voice was also extremely cold. The sky-devouring python clan was instantly enraged. The other party dared to build a city here. He was courting death. He dared to ask them to get lost? Unforgivable. The black-robed man snorted coldly. He waved his hand and said, "Attack." Immediately, the people around him took out their sacred weapons and began to move. All kinds of terrifying laws and attacks rushed over in an overwhelming manner. It swept across heaven and earth. Countless people were terrified. The cold aura was like an avalanche as it charged forward. However, at this moment, There were already many formations in the land of the Dragon Soul. These formations were activated to defend, forming a sky curtain. Endless laws and supernatural powers landed on the sky curtain, producing muffled, thunderous sounds. However, it did not break. Instead, it slowly disappeared. How could this be? Was it blocked? The people of the sky-devouring python clan were shocked. Even the black-robed man's pupils constricted. This group attack was extremely terrifying. It was enough to turn countless cities into ashes. But now it couldn't even break the other party's defense. How could they not be shocked? Damn it! Hundreds of sky-devouring pythons soared into the sky and transformed into their original forms. The black body danced in the air, bringing with it a monstrous power as it let out a series of roars. However, the people of the Dragon Clan were also angry. A small snake dared to be arrogant in front of a dragon? The Crimson Dragon took the lead and soared into the sky, turning into a dragon shadow and roaring between heaven and earth. Its roar swept across the land. Even many people of the sky-devouring python clan were trembling. The people of the Dragon Clan sneered. A group of snakes dared to be arrogant? The people of the sky-devouring python clan roared. We are sky-devouring pythons. We devour heaven and earth and eat all things. We have even eaten dragons. We are not afraid of you. It turned out to be the sky-devouring python clan. Legend has it that they are very terrifying and can devour heaven and earth. The spectators of the deity ground were also shocked. This was an extremely terrifying ancient beast. Moreover, it lived in the depths of the deity ground all year round. Its strength was extremely terrifying. The Crimson Dragon laughed after hearing this. What sky-devouring python clan? Eating all things? Aren't they just greedy snakes? Get lost, or Ben Huang will smash you into pieces. Chapter 5870. The people of the heaven-devouring python clan were trembling with anger. Who wouldn't be afraid when they saw them? But now, the other party actually said that they were gluttonous snakes. How could they be gluttonous snakes with such a grand name? Damn it, they've gone too far. Everyone, follow me. Devour them. These heaven-devouring pythons roared into the sky. They opened their bloody mouths and formed a black vortex to devour. The mountains, forests, waterfalls, and trees below were all swallowed. The ground cracked, forming countless deep pits. This scene was like the end of the world, causing countless powerhouses to panic. The entire Dragon City seemed to have become pitch black. Dragon City could be swallowed at any time. The Crimson Dragon was angry. Little gluttonous snakes, how dare you behave atrociously in front of me? People of the Dragon Clan, follow me. He soared into the sky and shot out terrifying dragon flames. Thousands of dragons shot out at the same time, and countless fireballs flew into the sky. Boom, boom. The originally pitch-black sky shook violently. However, the bodies of those heaven-devouring pythons seemed to have turned into black holes. They wanted to devour these fireballs. The two sides were in a stalemate. It had to be said that these heaven-devouring pythons were really terrifying, as expected of ancient, ferocious beasts. However, at this moment, Lin Xian waved his arm, and a sword-like cut through the sky and earth. It directly cut through the void. The pitch-black sky regained its brightness. Hundreds of heaven-devouring pythons' bodies were broken and fell from the sky. Damn it, you dare to kill the powerhouses of my heaven-devouring python clan. The black-robed man was angry. Lin Xian snorted coldly. I gave you a chance to get lost. If you don't leave, then don't blame me for being impolite. Another sword flew out. The black-robed man was terrified and turned into a black hole. However, it was still pierced through, and one of his arms disappeared. The other heaven-devouring pythons were also terrified. This person actually ignored their devouring power. How was this possible? Lin Xian snorted coldly. Let's compete in devouring. I'll show you. He moved the heaven-devouring jar. A huge vortex appeared in the sky. As soon as this vortex appeared, the people of the heaven-devouring python clan trembled. Damn it, how was this possible? What was this? He actually knew the power of devouring too. Why do I feel like it's much stronger than the bloodline energy we've devoured? Some people even knelt down. The black-clothed man's body was also trembling. Let's go, let's go. He's too strange. The members of the heaven-devouring python clan were terrified and quickly fled. During this process, over 100 experts of the heaven-devouring python were devoured by the heaven-devouring jar. He turned into a bloody mist. In just a simple exchange of blows, the heaven-devouring python clan's people were heavily injured. The dragon clan's people cheered. He continued to build Divine Dragon City. On the other side, in the vast mountains, the people of the heaven-devouring python stopped. Their faces were extremely pale. Elder, what should we do? Someone asked. The middle-aged man gnashed his teeth. Damn it, he's really too despicable. I definitely won't forgive him. Although he said that, he didn't dare to go back because of his severed arm. Until now, it had yet to grow. The sharp aura on it made his hair stand on end. Just who was this person? However, he said, Humph, so what? My heaven-devouring python clan has deep accumulations. We even have an extreme-grade weapon. No matter how strong he is, he can't be stronger than an extreme-grade weapon. Right? That was right. The others also nodded repeatedly. Indeed, their heaven-devouring python clan had an extreme-grade weapon. Furthermore, it was an extremely terrifying extreme-grade weapon. Although it was only half, it was extremely terrifying. In fact, many of their devouring abilities had been learned from those weapons. Combined with their bloodline, it was absolutely terrifying. Oh, your heaven-devouring python clan still has an extreme-grade weapon. What is it? Just at this moment, a cold voice rang out, shocking the people of the heaven-devouring python clan. Who is it? Get over here. Does he think that it's Lin Xian and the others? They quickly sent out countless vortexes, swallowing the sky and the earth. It's useless. You can't devour me. A voice came from the black hole. Then, a handsome man walked over. This man was dressed in cotton clothes. He actually ignored the power of devouring, which shocked the people of the heaven-devouring python clan. It was not Lin Xian and the others of the dragon clan, but another young man. This young man was also strange. The people of the heaven-devouring python clan went crazy. As the famous ferocious beasts of the ancient era, they were not inferior to the dragon clan. Who wouldn't be afraid of them? Their devouring skills were enough to devour everything. But today, they were slapped in the face one after another. First, they were defeated by Lin Xian in the dragon clan. Now, a mysterious man appeared. He ignored their attacks. Who is this person? Who the hell are you? The man in cotton clothes in front of them raised the corners of his mouth into an evil smile. In the next moment, beside him, more black vortexes appeared. They were extremely terrifying. They confronted the power of the heaven-devouring python. The people of the heaven-devouring python clan narrowed their eyes. You also have the power of devouring. Who are you? Are you in cahoots with those dragon clan people? Are you here to deal with us? They asked countless questions in a row. The people of the heaven-devouring python clan were facing a great enemy. The man in cotton clothes in front of them said, Remember my name. My name is Yao Guang. I am not in cahoots with the dragon clan, but enemies. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Don't you think so? Are you enemies with them? The elder of the heaven-devouring python clan was shocked. Yao Guang smiled and nodded. Of course, I have no ill intentions. I want to join forces with you to kill him. Really? Great, let's go back now. The black-clothed elder was excited. However, Yao Guang shook her head. No, you can't kill him. Do you know who that person is? Do you know what he has in his hands? The black-clothed elder didn't know. Yao Guang said, his name is Lin Xian. He has half of the heaven-devouring jar in his hands. That is an extreme weapon. You should know that. Lin Xian. This name was very unfamiliar. Indeed, the names of the dragon god and Lin Wuti were well known in the Four Seas. Therefore, when they heard the name Lin Xian, the people of the heaven-devouring Python clan didn't remember it for the time being. Moreover, what shocked them even more was the heaven-devouring jar. An extreme weapon. You mean he has the heaven-devouring jar? The black-clothed elder was shocked. The people behind him also gasped. How could they not be shocked? Because the half of the extreme weapon in the hands of the heaven-devouring Python clan was also the heaven-devouring jar. However, it was just a lid. Yao Guang said, with our strength, it's easy to defeat him, but it's difficult to kill him, unless you can resist the heaven-devouring jar. The black-clothed elder gritted his teeth and said, this is really unexpected news. Young Master Yao Guang, thank you. This news is very important to us. His eyes were filled with excitement because he knew that the heaven-devouring jar was about to appear in its complete form. After killing the opponent and taking half of the jar, together with their lid, it would be a complete extreme weapon. By then, the strength of the heaven-devouring Python clan would rise to another level. Thinking of this, how could they not be excited? They had to hurry back to the clan and report this matter. Chapter 5871. Seeing that the other party wanted to leave, Yao Guang said, I'm willing to help you. All right, please. The black-clothed elder said with a smile. Then, the group quickly returned. When the sky-devouring Python clan received the news, they were furious. How dare he kill so many of their powerhouses? They would not let him go, especially when they heard that he had half of the sky-devouring jar in his hands. The eyes of the sky-devouring Python clan lit up. The sky-devouring clan leader burst out with a cold light. He said, after waiting for so many years, we finally found the whereabouts of the other half of the sky-devouring jar. We must complete the collection and form the real sky-devouring jar. They began to arrange. As for Yao Guang, he was arranged to stay in a quiet courtyard. Yao Guang was not in a hurry. He did not participate in these things. Instead, he stood in the courtyard with his hands behind his back, admiring the flowers. However, his eyes had turned into two black whirlpools. Yao Guang formed a hand seal and used the sky-devouring demonic art to sense carefully. The corners of his mouth curled up into a smile. Yes, it was indeed the aura of the sky-devouring jar. It should be the lid of the sky-devouring jar. This time, he had found the sky-devouring jar. Next, he would let them fight. Lin Wuti, I'll give you some trouble. Let's see if you can withstand it. Of course, he did not expect to use the sky-devouring Python clan to kill Lin Xian, because Lin Xian was not easy to kill. His goal was the other half of the sky-devouring jar. To be precise, it was the sky-devouring jar in the sky-devouring Python's hand. With this item, his strength would be able to grow even stronger. Yao Guang's strength had increased to a terrifying level. He had reached the Nine-Crown King. There was no other way. The sky-devouring demonic art was a forbidden martial art. It was extremely terrifying. Yao Guang had secretly devoured countless powerhouses. That was why his strength had increased by leaps and bounds. However, he had reached a bottleneck. If he continued to devour, his strength would not increase much. Without a fortuitous encounter, it would be difficult for him to improve. Therefore, he had to find the sky-devouring jar. In this way, he could continue to devour other powerhouses. As for the nine-firmament quasi-emperor in his mind, it was gone. To be precise, he had been devoured by Yao Guang. The process was not thrilling. Yao Guang had already set up his trap. He had no intention of letting the other party go, Nor did he plan to join the otherworld heavenly king. He planned to devour the world and become a great emperor. After staying in the heaven-devouring python race for 5 days, the light-shaking realm cultivators made their move, because the heaven-devouring python clan was about to set off. This time, the great elder of the heaven-devouring python clan was leading the group of elders and countless heaven-devouring pythons. Of course, they brought the heaven-devouring jar with them. Yao Guang's eyes flashed with a cold light. He followed along. After sensing the strength of these elders, Zhang Xian shook his head lightly, not daring to act rashly. Now was not a good time to snatch the heaven-devouring jar. He wanted to wait until the two sides started fighting, especially when the heaven-devouring python clan was defeated by Lin Xian. That was his only chance. This time, they were full of confidence. They had never heard of Lin Xian. He only knew that there was a Lin Wuti, but not a Lin Xian. Who does this Lin Xian think he is? Wasn't it just because he had half a heaven-swallowing jar? But can he compare to us? This is the great elder personally making a move, and he even brought the lid of the heaven-devouring jar. He can definitely kill the other party. This time, we want revenge. The people of the heaven-devouring python clan were full of confidence. They still didn't know that Lin Xian was Lin Wuti. If they knew, they probably wouldn't be so optimistic. It was really possible that they would be so scared that they would kneel on the ground. The people of the dragon race still didn't know about these things. Lin Xian participated in the construction of Divine Dragon City. At this moment, Divine Dragon City was becoming more and more spectacular. Countless formations were spread out, and Lin Xian even created a divine dragon statue. It looked very similar to the dragon race's 10-crown king back then. Lin Xian was reminding the dragon race to never give in. As for the crimson dragon, it carefully set up a formation. This formation borrowed the power of the dragon soul. It was an extremely terrifying formation. Once the formation was formed, it would be very difficult to break it apart from extreme-grade weapons. Lin Xian felt that it was not enough. In fact, he even asked Little White to find more treasures in the sword world. If they dug out some mysterious things and placed them in this formation, they could even block extreme-grade weapons. Lin Xian also personally went to the sword world. The toad was still there, absorbing power. It had already entered a very mysterious state. Lin Xian was incomparably surprised. He felt a trace of the great emperor's might from the toad. Obviously, the toad had already absorbed half of the frog's power. It was undergoing some kind of evolution. As for the final result, Lin Xian wasn't sure. He could only wait. During this period, Murong Qingcheng, Yan Ruyu Xueqi, and the others also came through the teleportation formation. They accompanied Lin Xian and helped to build Divine Dragon City from time to time. Lin Xian's days were quite leisurely. However, Murong Qingcheng and the others couldn't stay here forever. After all, the Phoenix race and Monster Emperor Mountain needed them. Fortunately, the Crimson Dragon's formation was superb. Even if it was to teleport across star fields, it wouldn't be a problem now. Therefore, it was very convenient for Murong Qingcheng and the others to come and go. There were new changes in Divine Dragon City every day. The formation on the Crimson Dragon's side was quickly condensing. In the end, it formed a huge dragon head that enveloped the entire Divine Dragon City. The dragon head was raised high. The dragon raised its head. This was an extremely frightening phenomenon of the heavens and earth. Countless people in the deity ground were shocked. Heavens, this was a stroke of genius. Was the dragon race really going to rise? They were unstoppable. Didn't they see that the Dragon Emperor and Higan hadn't made a move yet? Who could suppress the other party? Lin Wuti was too powerful. Boom, boom, boom. The dark clouds in the distance condensed again. Wherever they passed, everything turned into nothingness. They were all swallowed. Countless people quickly ran away. and news quickly spread. The heaven-devouring python race moved quickly and had already devoured many places. It was a group of demons that devoured the world. Countless people were fleeing for their lives. Gradually, the heaven-devouring python race was heading in the direction of Divine Dragon City. No way. Could it be that they were going to attack Divine Dragon City? Someone said. It was said that the heaven-devouring python race had some conflicts with the dragon race. Now, it seemed that they were here for revenge. Did the heaven-devouring python race have water in their heads? How dare they attack Linwoody? Did they want to die? Who knew? Perhaps they had some trump cards. Everyone discussed, but many people didn't think highly of the heaven-devouring python race. Lin Xian was too strong. Unless a great emperor came, it would be difficult to suppress him. The heaven-devouring python race didn't know. They didn't know that the person they were going to attack was Linwoody. At this moment, they finally arrived in front of Divine Dragon City. Countless dark clouds descended. The first elder shouted coldly, "Lin Xian and the dragon race, get out here. Kneel and accept your death. We'll take over the dragon soul. Also, hand over your extreme weapon. I'll give you a quick death." Chapter 5872. His loud voice spread all over the place. The people of Divine Dragon City naturally heard it. The people of the dragon race asked, "City Lord, what should we do?" The City Lord of Divine Dragon City was naturally Lin Xian. He said, "Just a bunch of ants. Ignore them. Continue with our business." The people of the dragon race nodded, ignoring him. After shouting for a long time, the people below fell silent. The people of the heaven-devouring python race laughed loudly. What Lin Xian? What dragon race? They are nothing more than this. Are they just cowards who don't dare to respond? That was it. They were extremely proud. However, some of the spectators said, it's not that they don't dare to respond. They are probably being ignored. What? When the people of the heaven-devouring python race heard that, they were instantly enraged. They were being ignored. Who dared to ignore them? The first elder looked down carefully. He saw that the people in Divine Dragon City were still busy, as if they were air. Were they really being ignored? Detestable. Men, attack him. The people of the heaven-devouring python race quickly gathered and formed a large bow. Then the laws on their bodies gathered and formed a black arrow. This black arrow contained endless devouring power. Wherever it passed, it could devour everything. The people of the heaven-devouring python race pulled the bow and released the arrow. The black arrow turned into a meteor, forming a vacuum in the air. It charged down. This was the combined attack of the countless experts. The other party's city would definitely be reduced to ashes. This was the consequence of ignoring them. Buzz, buzz, the black arrow danced. The array formation of Divine Dragon City below flickered. The huge dragon head roared at the sky. The dragon raised its head, shaking the 9 heavens. Roar. The terrifying dragon roar made the blood of countless dragon race experts boil. A loud dragon roar also came from their bodies. The 10,000 dragons raised their heads, ignoring everything. The black heaven-devouring sword stone cracked under this dragon roar, turning into pieces. Damn it, it actually blocked it. The people of the heaven-devouring python race had unsightly expressions. They did not expect the other party to have such a terrifying array formation. Everyone in Divine Dragon City heaved a sigh of relief. Ignore it and continue building. When Yao Guang saw this scene, she also narrowed her eyes. She had to admit that Lin Xian was indeed very strong now, making her jealous. But soon he would surpass him. He walked over and said, "First Elder, do you see? They were simply too arrogant. They did not place you all in their eyes at all. Why was he still holding back? Didn't he bring the heaven-devouring jar?" He directly unleashed an extreme Tao attack to let them know that the heaven-devouring Python clan was not to be challenged. Yes, that's right. The others also nodded in agreement. The elder in black also said, "First elder, let's use our trump card. We need to let everyone know that no one can challenge us." The grand elder took a deep breath. "All right, let's use the sky-swallowing jar together." He formed a hand seal and carefully tore open the void. A black lid floated up and down. The design of the lid was simple and unadorned. It was pitch black, and as soon as it appeared, it released an enormous amount of power. There were mysterious patterns on the lid, and a terrifying aura emanated from it. "Do it!" the great elder roared angrily, holding the lid in his hand. The people of the heaven-devouring Python clan in the surroundings all activated their bloodline power and poured it into it. "Go to hell! You dare to look down on our heaven-devouring Python clan? Unforgivable!" The lid of the heaven-swallowing jar was forcefully pressed down. Boom! At this moment, heaven and earth shook. Countless claps of thunder sounded, and the void shattered. Everyone looked up at the sky. Their faces were full of horror. What happened? Even more people fell to their knees in the void. At this moment, everyone was stunned. In Divine Dragon City, countless dragons roared in horror. The Crimson Dragon's expression changed. "It's the power of an extreme Tao weapon. Who's attacking us? Damn it. Is the Otherworld Heavenly King here? Are the heaven-devouring pythons from the Otherworld Heavenly King?" Lin Xian's pupils constricted. This was not only the power of an extreme Tao weapon, but also the power of the heaven-swallowing jar. Half of the heaven-swallowing jar in his hand flew out and kept spinning. Could it be? Lin Xian's eyes bloomed, and an extremely terrifying light of reincarnation pierced through the 9 heavens. He looked up at the sky. In the sky, there was a black lid that was descending rapidly. It was the lid of the heaven-swallowing jar. Lin Xian was ecstatic. He didn't expect that one day he would be able to see the lid of the heaven-swallowing jar. With a wave of his hand, Lin Xian also threw out the heaven-swallowing jar, forming a terrifying vortex. The two collided, and 2 black holes devoured each other. Then they dissipated between heaven and earth. Was it blocked? The people of the Dragon Clan heaved a sigh of relief. The Crimson Dragon and the Hellfire Dragon both flew over. What a terrifying aura! Why did it feel so similar to the heaven-swallowing jar? Lin Xian said, "It's not similar, but the same. That's the lid of the heaven-swallowing jar." The Crimson Dragon gasped. "The lid of the heaven-swallowing jar is in the deity ground, and it's in the hands of the heaven-devouring python." Lin Xian smiled. "Yes, it's a pleasant surprise." The heaven-swallowing jar was indeed very mysterious. It was left behind by the heaven-swallowing great emperor. He was a super mysterious powerhouse, and his whereabouts were still unknown. Moreover, only the heaven-swallowing jar and the heaven-swallowing demonic art were left behind. Without his orthodoxy, without his family, and without his goals, there would be no Taoist teachings. Not to mention finding the whereabouts of the other half of the heaven-swallowing jar. But I didn't expect that I would find it now. The Hellfire Dragon also smiled. "It seems that we can condense the complete heaven-swallowing jar today." Lin Xian nodded and flew into the air. On the other side, the people of the heaven-swallowing python clan were also shocked. Was it blocked? The great elder's face was cold. He could feel that the lid of the heaven-swallowing jar in his hand was shaking violently. The other party's aura was the same as his. It was the other half of the heaven-swallowing jar. Today, they could finally condense it. He laughed. "Lin Xian, hand over the heaven-swallowing jar, and I'll give you a quick death." Lin Xian flew into the air. He came close and said in a low voice, "I'll also give you a chance to live. Hand over the lid of the heaven-swallowing jar, and I'll spare your lives. I'll even allow you to join the divine union." What a joke! Who do you think you are? How dare you spare our lives? Join the divine union? Are you worthy? The people of the heaven-swallowing python clan laughed. Elder, if you attack again, just kill him. Extreme Tao confrontation. Without the heaven-swallowing jar, he was nothing. Some of the powerhouses were very arrogant. The great elder shook his head. Young man, you're too reckless. Do you know that there's something called extreme Tao confrontation? Not to mention that the two were originally one. The great elder waved his hand, and the lid of the heaven-swallowing jar formed a terrifying light. He wanted to perform extreme Tao confrontation. Lin Xian waved his hand, and the heaven-swallowing jar flew out. The two faced each other in the air. Opposite, the powerhouses of the heaven-swallowing python clan walked over. Young man, watch me kill you. Devouring blade. A black blade appeared in his hand, and he slashed out. The pitch-black light flickered, and even the light was swallowed. This move would definitely be able to split Lin Xian in half. Lin Xian also raised his hand and slashed forward with a blast of sword aura. It's useless. You're no match for me. The two attacks exploded at the same time and swallowed each other. In the crowd, Yao Guang was also nervous. Lin Wuti, let me see how strong you are. Chapter 5873. With a deafening sound, the opponent's sharp blade shattered, and the body of the powerhouse of the sky-devouring python clan was split in half. He was killed in one move. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. The pupils of the sky-devouring python clan constricted. You're courting death. This time, the three of them attacked. 3 ultimate attacks, and a terrifying devouring power swept across the sky. It was useless. Lin Xian shook his head slightly and slashed out again. The 3 figures were split in half, and blood stained the sky. How was it possible? He was so powerful. The people of the sky-devouring python clan were all stunned. They realized that they seemed to have made a wrong decision. At this time, Lin Xian said, if you hadn't confronted each other, you might have been able to survive, but you foolishly left. Extreme weapons. In that case, I'll let you know what absolute strength is. Lin Xian punched out. The terrifying fist with the vast power of the sun swept across the world. From a distance, it was as if the real sun had descended between heaven and earth. The people of the sky-devouring python clan felt the monstrous power. Following that, their bodies began to split apart. No, damn it, why is it like this? Run, block it for me. Countless roars sounded, but they couldn't block it at all. With one punch, hundreds of powerhouses of the sky-devouring python clan were shattered. You're really too weak. You can't even withstand a single blow. What's going on? The first elder's face was full of horror. The second elder also exclaimed, Who are you? Who are you? Lin Xian laughed. Who am I? You came to kill me. Don't you know who I am? Impossible. The third elder vomited blood. I've never heard of the name Lin Xian. Where did you rise from? You're really idiots. You've never heard of Lin Xian. Haven't you heard of Lin Wuti? What? Lin Wuti? The people of the sky-devouring python clan were stunned. How could they not have heard of Lin Wuti? That was an existence akin to the god of slaughter. He swept across the 6 major sects and was invincible in the world. He was the strongest person below the great emperor. Such a person was a legendary figure. Suddenly, the first elder's pupils shrank. Could it be that Lin Xian and Lin Wuti were the same person? Thinking of this, their souls trembled. The first elder gritted his teeth and said, You are Lin Wuti? Lin Xian nodded. This was no secret. Yes, I am Lin Wuti. The people of the heaven-devouring python clan knelt down. They actually attacked Lin Wuti, and now, moreover, he was so arrogant. He even boasted shamelessly. Thinking of this, they wished that they could give themselves 2 tight slaps. Elder, what should we do? The faces of the younger disciples were pale. After all, this was the legendary killing god. They really dared to make a move. One must know that while their heaven-devouring python clan was very powerful, they were still no match for the combined might of the 6 great clans. Back then, it was said that he had brought 3 apex weapons with him, but he was still unable to take down the other party. Now, they only had the lid of the heaven-devouring jar. Wasn't it a joke if they wanted to kill each other? It turned out that it was Lin Gongzi. "Greetings, Lin Gongzi." The first elder hurriedly bowed and said, "We didn't know it was you, young master. We have offended you. We will leave now." "Do you want to leave?" Lin Xian sneered. "Don't you think it's too simple?" The first elder and the others frowned. At this moment, Yao Guang, who had been silent, spoke. He was wearing a black cloak that covered his body. He said, "It's impossible for you to leave now." The first elder and the others frowned. Yao Guang continued, "Because Lin Wudi's target is the lid of the heaven-devouring jar. Unless you hand it over, don't even think about leaving today." The first elder and the others' faces turned ugly. They all looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian nodded. "That's right. You don't know what's good for you. You came to challenge me. You were supposed to die, but I'll give you a chance to live. Hand over the lid of the heaven-devouring jar, and I'll spare your lives." "Impossible!" The first elder shook his head frantically. The others also snorted coldly. "This is absolutely impossible." Some young geniuses said, "Is Lin Wudi really that powerful? With so many of us, I don't believe we can't kill him." "Yes, that's right." This time, thousands of people quickly rushed over. The terrifying power turned into a peerless killing intent. They rushed out in an instant. Lin Xian was enveloped by this power, drowned. Those young geniuses clenched their hands in excitement. This was a surprise attack. This time, the other party should be dead. Whoosh. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Xian walked out of the black hole in front of them, unscathed. He was still alive and uninjured. These young geniuses all went crazy. They knelt on the ground in fear. What kind of power was this? Thousands of geniuses attacked together. They could definitely sweep everything away. However, they couldn't cause any harm to the other party. They had never seen such a scene before. In an instant, their confidence crumbled. However, Lin Xian raised his hand and sent a slap toward them. "You've angered me." "No, please stay your hand," the first elder and the others exclaimed. However, it was too late. This slap smashed thousands of geniuses into pieces, and a sea of blood filled the sky. The first elder and the others were all crazy. In the blink of an eye, thousands of geniuses died just like that. Their hearts were broken. At this time, Yao Guang sneered. "Hurry up and make a decision. Otherwise, not only these geniuses, none of you will be able to leave." Hearing this, the first elder and the others stared at Yao Guang. "Are you with him?" Yao Guang laughed. "No, I can save you. I can stop him." "Really?" The first elder and the others didn't believe it. Yao Guang said, "Believe in my strength, but I have a condition." "Tell me." The first elder and the others hurriedly asked. Yao Guang said, "I can defeat him, but it's very difficult to kill him. He can control an extreme weapon, but I can't. So, my condition is, let my soul imprint on the extreme weapon. In this way, I will have the ability to protect myself." "Impossible." The first elder shook his head frantically. What kind of joke was this? The other party wasn't a member of their sky-devouring python clan at all. How could he imprint a soul imprint on it? They wouldn't allow it. There were only a few people's soul imprints on the sky-devouring jar. For example, the clan leader and the first elder. The others weren't qualified at all. Now, he couldn't bear to let an outsider imprint a soul imprint on it. Yao Guang sneered. "Then I can't do anything." After that, He stood aside with his hands behind his back. He wasn't worried because he knew that the sky-devouring Python clan would collapse. At that time, they would definitely ask him for help. As long as he imprinted a soul imprint on the extreme weapon, the next thing would be easy. The first elder and the others said, "Everyone, let's attack together." 6 elders walked out of the hall. They roared angrily and charged over. The strength of these 6 guys was even more terrifying than the previous thousands of geniuses combined. They were veteran powerhouses. Boom, boom. Fists, palm prints, eye techniques, devouring sword techniques, saber techniques. 6 different attacks erupted in an instant, making people think that it was the end of the world. Did they want to die? Lin Xian sneered. He also attacked. Chapter 5874. Lin Xian had defeated the 6 elders with a single punch and a single sword strike. Moreover, 5 of the elders had all fallen, leaving only the first elder. The first elder had gone crazy. The whole world became extremely quiet. The surrounding people who were watching the battle were dumbfounded. They thought that the sky-devouring Python clan was an ancient ferocious beast that no one dared to provoke. However, in front of Lin Xian, they were like ants. Lin Xian looked down at the first elder and asked indifferently, "Do you feel despair?" The first elder even had the heart to die. This was more than despair. He had never experienced this before. It was as if they had used all their strength, but still couldn't compare to a finger of the other party. "I can help you." At this moment, Yao Guang, who was next to him, spoke again. Lin Xian frowned tightly. He stared at the other party, but found that his gaze couldn't pass through the other party. There seemed to be a layer of power enveloping the other party. This person was very mysterious. However, he should know. Who was it? Was it that person? Lin Xian thought of a person. He wasn't too sure about this matter, because back then, that person had already been ruthlessly trampled under his feet. Back then, the other party wasn't even a quasi-emperor. But now he had such a mysterious power. If it was really the other party, it was a little scary. Hearing Yao Guang's words, the first elder also turned his head. He was just about to say something. However, at this moment, a cold snort came from afar. "Young man, you're too reckless." As soon as the voice fell, the void in front of Lin Xian shattered. A terrifying black hole appeared, and a palm appeared in the black vortex. That palm held a sharp sword and stabbed it fiercely. No one could react to this scene. The first elder was also stunned. Did someone come to help them? When he felt this power, he was overjoyed. This was the power of the clan leader. He was reckless. Lin Xian sneered and slapped out with his palm, blocking the other party's long sword. On his palm, the divine fire jumped as if it covered the sky and the earth, directly tearing the black hole that filled the sky. The sharp sword was blocked. Not only that, but the hand that had reached out from the black hole was also slapped in half by Lin Xian. Roar! A beast-like roar came from the black hole. Then a figure appeared. This was a middle-aged man. He walked with a majestic gait. However, at that moment, his face that was filled with dignity was incomparably malevolent. "Are you hurt?" Even he was no match for Chu Feng. "I don't believe it." He let out a furious roar and transformed into a terrifying heaven-devouring python. His terrifying voice was about to devour the heavens and the earth. The entire world was trembling, and the boundless earth was shattering. Lin Xian, on the other hand, brandished his 9 sons' divine fist to counter it. The power of his divine body burst out completely. Now, Lin Xian was the 9-crown king. His divine body was already very close to great success. Only the last realm was left. Lin Xian's physique alone would be able to contend against a great emperor. However, it was extremely difficult to reach great success in the 9 young divine body. In the past, not every successor of the 9 sons could achieve great success. Only an extremely small number of people could achieve great success. Now, Lin Xian also knew that the so-called great success of the divine body should be the realm of the 10-crown king. It could be said that it was as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Therefore, it was very difficult to reach great success in the divine body. However, Lin Xian was confident. Now, although it wasn't great success, it was still extremely terrifying. It was difficult to find a match among the 9 crown kings. The two collided, erupting with a thunderous sound. Endless black holes appeared, wanting to devour Lin Xian. In the end, Lin Xian tore all the black holes to shreds. The two exchanged more than 30 blows. Lin Xian's fists became more and more ferocious. The last punch shattered the opponent's shoulder. The patriarch stepped on the void and covered his wound, his entire body trembling. His eyes were filled with shock. He was really no match for this young man. As for Lin Xian, he took a step forward. It was over. He waved his embroidered robe, and endless sword energy seemed to turn into divine dragons that danced wildly. Every single one of them was powerful and terrifying to the extreme. Impossible. Could it be that he didn't use his full strength before? Seeing this scene, the sky-devouring patriarch was terrified. He wanted to escape, but it was too late. His body was pierced by hundreds of rays of sword energy. Although he didn't die, he was severely injured. And this was when he used the power of his bloodline to devour the power. Otherwise, any other 9 crown king would have died long ago. He was shocked. As expected of the sky-devouring python race, you can even devour some of my sword energy. However, you can only devour a little. Therefore, you are no match for me. Patriarch, the Grand Elder, and the others who were still alive broke down when they saw this scene. Even their patriarch wasn't a match for him. I can help you. What are you hesitating for? Let my soul be planted on the lid of the sky-devouring jar. I will make a move to ensure your safety. At this moment, Yao Guang's voice sounded again, filled with endless hope. The Grand Elder and the others looked at the patriarch. The sky-devouring patriarch also gritted his teeth. In the past, he would never have agreed to this condition. But now, he was really desperate. So he said, "Okay, I agree. But don't play any tricks. Otherwise, the sky-devouring python race won't forgive you even if we die. Don't worry, I won't play any tricks." Yao Guang was extremely excited. He was one step closer to his goal. Then he started to plan his soul. The process was actually very fast. Lin Xian frowned. When he was about to make a move, Yao Guang had already turned around. "We meet again," Yao Guang said in a deep voice. The Grand Elder and the others were startled. It seemed that they knew each other. "It's really you," Lin Xian harumphed coldly. "I didn't expect you to be so reckless. You dare to challenge me? Wasn't the lesson I taught you before enough? You are no match for me at all. That was in the past, but not necessarily now. Do you know how I spent all these years in the deity ground? I hid here, and they're like a mouse. But I swallowed 100,000 powerhouses. I have already cultivated the demonic sky-devouring skill to the extreme. With one more step, I will become the new sky-devouring great emperor." Yao Guang looked up at the sky and laughed. His black robe was also torn apart. Finally, his real face was revealed. The sky-devouring patriarch and the others gasped. The demonic sky-devouring skill. This person was actually the successor of the sky-devouring great emperor. He had swallowed 100,000 powerhouses, and he didn't attract anyone's attention. This person was too well hidden. The people in Divine Dragon City also felt their scalps go numb. A peerless great emperor, the Crimson Dragon, and the others gritted their teeth. "Damn Yao Guang, he is really a scourge. This boy must be dealt with this time. We can't let him leave again." Lin Xian also frowned. The demonic sky-devouring skill was indeed terrifying, and the other party had already started to have designs on the sky-devouring jar. He said, "You really don't know what's good for you. I won't let you leave today. People like you should go to hell. It's useless, Lin Wuti. You can't kill me. Unless you take out a few weapons to deal with me, you are no match for me at all." Yao Guang's body stirred up a storm. The nearby black hole bobbed up and down around him, and in the black hole, various supernatural powers and immortal spells appeared. It was extremely terrifying. Chapter 5875. The terrifying energy surged forward, heading straight for Lin Xian. Scram! Lin Xian split open the sky with a single punch. After shattering the sky and earth, he charged forward. Tens of thousands of streaks of sword chi flashed on his body. The two sides clashed, and the biting cold sword chi pierced through the sky. However, the black holes around Yao Guang were indeed terrifying. They swallowed up all the sword chi. All kinds of mysterious method power appeared in those black holes. In the blink of an eye, the two sides exchanged 10 blows before retreating. The space between the two of them shattered and turned into nothingness. There was still a terrifying energy lingering in the air. How powerful! This Yao Guang was actually so terrifying. Oh heavens! Has another peerless expert risen to power? When the spectators saw this scene, they went crazy. He actually managed to block Lin Wuti. The heaven-devouring pythons were also delighted. They seemed to have seen hope. However, the people of Dragon City frowned. What kind of existence was Lin Xian? He was an invincible expert who had swept through the 6 great sects. But now he had met his match. Even Lin Xian was surprised. As expected of the demonic heaven-devouring art that had swallowed 100,000 experts, it was indeed powerful. Ha ha ha! Lin Wuti is only SOO. I've only just used my demonic heaven-devouring art. Next, I'll let you feel despair. Yao Guang laughed and charged forward with boundless power. His attacks caused the sky and earth to tremble. Boom! Boundless flames shot out from one of the black holes. Another black hole flashed with terrifying sword chi. In the next instant, the black hole was filled with endless lightning. The demonic heaven-devouring art was much more terrifying than the heaven-devouring pythons. Not only had Yao Guang swallowed 100,000 experts, but he could also use their divine abilities and immortal techniques. This was the terror of the demonic heaven-devouring art. At this moment, all kinds of immortal techniques appeared one after another. He was too powerful. Countless people looked up. This person was incredible. It would be difficult to find a match for him in the 9 Crown Kings. Not only that, but even a group of people wouldn't be his match. This person could sweep through an entire area. Lin Wuti had really met his match. Sword chi flashed under Lin Xian's feet as he constantly dodged. Countless people were even more shocked. Was Lin Wuti going to avoid him for the time being? Was he being suppressed? It was truly unbelievable. The demonic heaven-devouring art was a cultivation technique created by the heaven-devouring great sovereign. It was said that back then, the other party had swallowed billions of living beings and became enemies with the Underheaven family. In the end, he battled his way to become a great emperor. This was an extremely terrifying expert. Now that his successor had appeared, he was definitely not simple. Lin Wuti, you're retreating. Are you afraid? Yao Guang laughed loudly, sky-devouring clan leader, and the others laughed sinisterly. When I catch you, I'll pull out your tendons and skin you alive. I'll make you wish you were dead. They wanted revenge. They wanted the other party to go to hell. Lin Xian laughed. The heaven-devouring demonic art was indeed powerful. You were able to unleash 100,000 mystiques and immortal arts. But do you think you can defeat me with just this? Why not? My heaven-devouring demonic art is invincible under the heavens. It's definitely not something you can block. Lin Xian sneered. Ignorant fool. I'll show you what it means to have a myriad of divine abilities. Lin Xian took out the immortal slaying sword. Boundless sword chi circled around his body. It was a heaven-defying sword technique. The power of the great dragon sword soul surged out. Lin Xian struck out with his sword. The sword of flame, sword of lightning, sword of seawater, and sword of space. Lin Xian performed thousands of sword techniques by himself, as if he had turned into a peerless god of war. This scene caused countless people to be alarmed once again. It couldn't be, right? How could he also have so many divine abilities? Could it be that he had also swallowed 100,000 experts? Impossible. Everyone went crazy, and the members of the heaven-devouring Python clan were even more dumbstruck. Boom, 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 the law of fire against the law of fire, the law of thunder against the law of thunder, and the law of sea against the law of sea. The two sides clashed once again. Lin Xian's sword swept across the land and split the 9 heavens and 10 earths apart. The light-shaking realm had actually been suppressed purple by his opponent, and he had no choice but to retract his black holes. They circled around him to block the attack. So powerful, Lin Wuyi actually had such strength after exchanging 100 blows. Lin Xian sent his opponent flying with a single slash. He stood above the 9 heavens and said in a deep voice, "Did you see that? This was how the myriad divine abilities were used. Damn it!" Great Dragon Sword Spirit Yao Guang's face darkened as she gritted her teeth. The others also exclaimed in surprise. Was this the power of the Great Dragon Sword Spirit? It was too unbelievable. Some people said, isn't the Great Dragon Sword Spirit's attack power strong? How can it perform thousands of divine abilities? An old man said, the Great Dragon Sword Spirit is an attack saint technique. Not only is its attack powerful, but it can also perform thousands of divine abilities. And I heard Lin Wuyi say that it's a heaven-defying sword technique. I think he has the feeling of using strength to overcome strength. He will use your strongest domain to defeat you. Everyone gasped when they heard this. Was this the power of the Great Dragon Sword Spirit? The members of the heaven-devouring Python clan were also in despair. Yao Guang snorted coldly. I haven't lost yet. I can still fight. Heaven-devouring demonic art, devour for me. Facing the power of the Great Dragon Sword Spirit, Yao Guang actually wanted to devour it. His expression was ferocious. After devouring your sword chi, I will have this invincible power. Devour for me. The others gasped when they heard this. This guy was really crazy. Even the members of the Dragon Clan felt their scalps go numb. The Crimson Dragon frowned. This was too crazy. Wasn't this guy afraid of dying from overeating? Lin Xian also sneered. Stupid. The Great Dragon Sword Spirit is enough to destroy everything. Your heaven-devouring demonic art can't either. You can't devour it. The sword chi on his body became even more terrifying, as if it had turned into thousands of dragons, baring their fangs and brandishing their claws. The vortex came to the dragon's head, and the two sides fought. Boom, boom, boom. Yao Guang slashed his palm and merged into the black hole. The black hole became even more terrifying. In an instant, it swallowed some of the sword chi. Refine for me. I want this power. His expression was ferocious. Lin Xian snorted coldly. The Great Dragon Sword Spirit in his body roared again. The power of the sword chi suddenly exploded, piercing through the black hole. The black hole was torn apart, and the dragon that was swallowed rushed out again. Buffed! Yao Guang retreated, as if he had been struck by lightning. He spat out large mouthfuls of blood. He roared crazily, his black hair dancing wildly. He couldn't devour it. Damn it, damn it. His face was full of jealousy. The Qianquan sword technique used all things as swords. Lin Xian waved his long sword and performed another sword technique. Suddenly, The 9 heavens were filled with sword chi. This was an extremely powerful power. It had the power to shock the heavens and make ghosts and gods weep. Everything in the formation was about to be destroyed. No, the Grand Elder and the others hurriedly hid under the cover to defend. Yao Guang, on the other hand, was attacked head-on. He roared crazily. All the black holes on his body merged, turning into 3. They formed a triangle and enveloped him. 3 Qianquan roared angrily. Black light shot out from the 3 black holes, dividing the entire world into 3 halves. Those attacks were all blocked. Lin Wuyi, I won't let you go. Today, I will devour you. Everything you have will be mine. A vortex appeared on Yao Guang's body. With his palm as the center, it quickly grew larger. Chapter 5876. Yao Guang roared, letting out an earth-shattering roar. The 3 black holes around her quickly expanded. Previously, it was 3 parts of heaven and earth. Now, it was devouring the world. This world, give me power. Not good. Retreat quickly. The people around were terrified. Some people ran too slowly and were instantly swallowed by the black holes. Then, their bodies split open and turned into power. Damn it, this guy is crazy. Is he going to become the enemy of the world? Everyone roared in horror. Yao Guang laughed loudly. So, what if I become the enemy of the world? I just want to devour the world. You are all just my power. Be prepared to die. The 3 black holes devoured endless power and became more and more terrifying, sweeping toward Lin Xian. 3 parts of heaven and earth? Then watch me. 6 paths of reincarnation. In Lin Xian's eyes, the power of reincarnation bloomed, and the divine fire and immortal qi seeds merged into it. The divine fire fragments jumped, the immortal qi fragments danced, and the power of the dragon sword soul also merged into it. Among the 6 paths, the heaven, earth, and human paths suddenly erupted with power. The heaven path fused with the divine fire seed. The earth path fused with the immortal qi seed, and the human path fused with the dragon sword soul. It suddenly erupted. The 3 paths fought against 3 parts. Boom, boom. There was a shocking collision. Everyone was terrified. The entire area was turned into nothingness. Dragon City shook violently. But at this moment, Dragonhead raised its head and roared. Inside Dragon City, all of the dragon tribe members cooperated with dragon raises its head to resist. They roared, "The dragon race will never surrender." This force condensed into a transcendent force that swept across the world and blocked the black holes in the sky. On the other side, Lin Xian's mood was even more unstable. Among the 6 paths of reincarnation, the heaven, earth, and human paths erupted with power that swept across the world. It actually suppressed 3 parts of heaven and earth. Damn it. How could it be like this? I don't believe it. Yao Guang was angry. Her demonic sky-devouring technique couldn't do anything to the other party? Impossible. She shouted coldly, and 2 weapons appeared in 2 of the black holes. Those were 2 broken weapons. However, they were extremely terrifying. One was a broken spear, and the other was a broken fan. As soon as the 2 weapons appeared, they brought forth an earth-shattering power. Fear rose in everyone's hearts. This weapon was definitely out of the ordinary. Although it wasn't an extreme weapon, it was enough to make one's hair stand on end. The 2 weapons flew towards Lin Xian. Lin Xian sneered and blocked the broken fan with his Zhu Xian sword. As for the broken spear, Lin Xian used the universe ring. The universe ring knocked the broken spear away. Yao Guang's arm cracked from the impact. Lin Xian swung his sword and slashed out. His fighting spirit was high. Every strike caused the earth to shake and the mountains to shake. Sword chi surged forward like an avalanche. At this moment, Lin Xian was truly like a peerless god of war. Yao Guang could only passively defend. Even so, he was still beaten to the point where he was forced to retreat. Lin Xian shouted coldly, Yao Guang, where's your trump card? Where's your attack? Make your move. Let me see the might of you devouring 100,000 experts. Every word of his was filled with immense power. Lin Xian was like a peerless god of war, unstoppable. Yao Guang felt very aggrieved. Was he being suppressed? Damn it. The meridians in his body had turned into black holes, spinning nonstop. At this moment, he had also completely turned into a vortex. His entire body, starting from his arms, rapidly changed. He turned into a human-shaped vortex and suddenly pounced on Lin Xian. Go to hell. In an instant, he enveloped Lin Xian. Not good. The surrounding people were all stunned. City Lord, the people of the dragon race shouted. The Crimson Dragon and the Hellfire Dragon were also worried. This Yao Guang was too crazy. Did he refine himself too? Unbelievable. You didn't expect it, right? I'm a vortex myself, so you can't kill me. Yao Guang smiled wryly. His voice sounded in the black hole. Lin Xian was also surprised. You're really ruthless, even to yourself. However, do you think you can kill me by turning into a black hole? You're too naive, because my body is also a treasure body. I've also tempered myself into a peerless divine sword. Lin Xian's body bloomed with endless sunlight. He seemed to have turned into a divine sword of the sun, sharp and unstoppable. Every bone contained peerless power. At this moment, they were condensed into one and were really powerful. Lin Xian transformed into a sword and collided with Yao Guang, transformed into a black hole. The two collided again, and the sonorous sound was endless. Boom, boom. The rumbling sound continued. Gradually, Yao Guang's black hole dimmed, and some places were even split open. That was impossible. He was crazy. At this moment, Lin Xian was getting braver and braver as he fought. Not only did he transform into a peerless sword, but there was also a dragon shadow circling around his body. He transformed into a dragon and a sword. The two forces were fusing, and Lin Xian seemed to be about to transform into a dragon sword. As soon as this aura was released, it directly split the black hole open. Yao Guang vomited blood and was sent flying. No, the split black hole turned into two halves of his body. It wanted to heal, but it couldn't. Damn this power. Yao Guang roared, and the two halves of his body floated in the sky. It was extremely strange. The other people's scalps went numb. The people of the heaven-swallowing python clan were also crazy. Yao Guang was so powerful. How could he not defeat the other party? Lin Wuyi was too strong. Lin Xian pointed his sword forward and said in a deep voice, You lost? Yao Guang snorted coldly. He was indeed defeated. He turned himself into a black hole and was still no match for him. He had no more trump cards. But, so what? Lin Wuyi, I admit that you are very strong, but I am not weak either. The next time we meet, I will definitely become a great emperor. At that time, if you don't become a great emperor, I will kill you personally. After speaking, Yao Guang soared into the sky. Lin Xian snorted coldly. You still want to leave? Do you think I will let you go? Yao Guang laughed loudly. He ignored Lin Xian and suddenly activated the soul imprint. My purpose this time was not to kill you, but to snatch the lid of the heaven-swallowing jar. Now is my real purpose. With a roar, the lid of the heaven-swallowing jar shook violently. Under the lid, the faces of the heaven-swallowing clan leader, the great elder, and the others changed drastically. Damn it, you dare? They were crazy. Yao Guang's purpose was not Lin Wuyi, but their extreme weapon. Damn it. This guy did not have good intentions from the beginning. Stop him. The great elder rushed over with the others. However, Yao Guang turned into two black holes and directly swallowed the Great Elder and the others. The Great Elder and the others turned into heaven-swallowing pythons and also created black holes to block. However, how could they be a match for Yao Guang? The black holes were swallowed by the black holes. They did not even have time to scream. The first elder and the others had perished. Only one was left, the heaven-swallowing clan leader. The heaven-swallowing clan leader wanted to control the extreme weapon to block. However, he made a wrong decision. He should not have let Yao Guang plant the soul imprint on the extreme weapon, because now Yao Guang could also control the lid of the heaven-swallowing jar. Humph! Yao Guang used her soul power, and the lid of the heaven-swallowing jar shook violently. The two were fighting, and for a moment there was a stalemate in the void. Yao Guang slapped out a palm and attacked the heaven-swallowing clan leader. Chapter 5877. The leader of the sky-devouring clan screamed and flew backward. Half of his body was swallowed. He was so scared that his hair stood on end. Damn it, you're too despicable. The leader of the sky-devouring clan regretted agreeing to Yao Guang's condition. Yao Guang sneered. You're too weak. You have such a treasure, but you're still so weak. If you gave it to me, I would have become a great emperor. Treasure. Only the strong can get it. Get out of here. He attacked the leader of the sky-devouring clan crazily, making him vomit blood. The leader of the sky-devouring clan was desperate. However, at this moment, a cold voice sounded. You're right. Only the strong can get the treasure. But do you think you're strong? You can only lower your head in front of me. Lin Xian's voice sounded. Yao Guang's pupils shrank. I have to hurry up. He activated his soul mark crazily. The sky-devouring jar shook violently, trying to take him away. Lin Xian sneered. Yao Guang, you keep saying that you're strong. Today, I'll show you what real strength is. The gap between you and me is like the gap between heaven and earth. Impossible. I don't believe it. What else do you have besides the dragon sword spirit? Yao Guang snorted. He was confident that he was only a little weaker than Lin Xian. However, Lin Xian laughed. Open your eyes and see clearly what absolute suppression is. He opened the sword world, and the power inside rushed out crazily. Full recovery, sky-devouring jar. Boom! The half of the sky-devouring jar under Lin Xian's control suddenly exploded. A boundless black vortex swept across the world, and the power of the extreme Tao pierced through the sky. The entire deity land was startled when it sensed the force. Countless people prostrated themselves on the ground. The people of Divine Dragon City also looked up at the sky. Is the extreme Tao weapon fully recovered? It was incredible. The leader of the sky-devouring clan went crazy and turned to run. Yao Guang's pupils shrank. You have the power to fully recover? That's impossible. He was really crazy. How much energy would it take to fully recover the extreme Tao weapon? Lin Wuyi just finished fighting with the 6 major sections. Where did he get the power to fully recover? No, I couldn't accept it. The light-shaking realm cultivator howled in rage. He was also afraid. This power was enough to kill him instantly. He quickly rushed towards the lid of the heaven-swallowing jar. But at this moment, the heaven-devouring jar in Lin Xian's hand had already smashed down and swallowed everything. Not only Yao Guang, but even the lid of the heaven-devouring jar and the heaven-devouring clan's clan leader were swallowed up. Boom, 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 the boundless black hole was surrendering. The entire deity ground sank into darkness. It was so dark that he couldn't even see his own fingers. Everyone's hair stood on end. Even the powerful families in the depths of the deity ground were alarmed. Higgin frowned as well. Someone has fully recovered. Is there an extreme weapon? Emperor Baiyu snorted. Ignore them. Our goal is the high heavens. Let's go. These people moved quickly. The black hole in the sky gradually disappeared. The sky-devouring clan leader had already fallen. Yao Guang was also in despair. She was only left with a remnant soul. She wanted to struggle and leave, but in the end, she was stepped on by Lin Xian. Yao Guang had fallen. She had fallen with despair and unwillingness. Lin Xian waved his hand. The lid of the heaven-devouring jar was also suppressed and merged with the heaven-devouring jar. Although it was not subdued, it was thrown into the sword world by Lin Xian. Next, it was not difficult for him to subdue the lid of the heaven-devouring jar. After doing this, the people of Dragon City all walked out. The Crimson Dragon exclaimed, "You really killed him." Lin Xian used his Rinnegan to check carefully. Then he nodded. "Yao Guang is dead. He will never appear again. Don't worry. I'm talking about the heaven-devouring demonic art. It's such a good thing. Why didn't you take his soul? Why did you kill him?" Lin Xian shook his head. "It's fine if I don't cultivate a forbidden martial art." The others also sighed. Is the heaven-devouring demonic art lost again? It probably won't appear again in the future. Lin Xian's eyes flickered. He did not take Yao Guang's soul. However, the heaven-devouring demonic art was not lost. The heaven-devouring demonic art was engraved on the heaven-devouring jar. Lin Xian discovered this the moment he got the lid. Originally, after separating, there was nothing on the two extreme weapons. However, once the lid of the heaven-devouring jar was closed, countless mysterious veined patterns appeared on the surface of the sword. It was a cultivation technique that recorded the heaven-devouring demonic art. Therefore, the heaven-devouring demonic art would not be lost. Of course, this secret was only known to Lin Xian himself. Let's go back. Lin Xian waved his hand and left. After returning, he began to recover. At the same time, he asked the Hellfire Dragon to bring the people of the Dragon Clan to the Heaven-Devouring Python Clan to take over the Heaven-Devouring Python Clan. The patriarch of the Heaven-Devouring Python Clan and a group of elders were all killed by him. Since the apex weapons were gone, it would be very easy to take them down. As expected, the Hellfire Dragon brought the experts of the Dragon Clan. Not long after, they attacked the Heaven-Devouring Python Clan. They opened the treasury of the Heaven-Devouring Python Clan and transported all the treasures to the Divine Dragon City. The people in the Divine Dragon City cheered and became more and more powerful. When Morong Qingcheng and the others heard the news, they rushed over from the Phoenix Clan and the Demon Emperor Mountain respectively. Lin Xian lived a peaceful life with them for a while. During this period of time, he had completely recovered the energy that he had consumed in the battle. The next day, he entered the sword world. He was ready to completely subdue the heaven-devouring jar. There were some broken soul imprints on the lid of the heaven-devouring jar. However, they were quickly destroyed by Lin Xian with the great dragon sword soul. Then, he imprinted his soul imprint on it. At this moment, the heaven-devouring jar was complete. It floated beside Lin Xian and slowly rotated. There were mysterious patterns on it. It was like a smiling face, but also like a sad face. With a smile that wasn't a smile, he looked down at the crowd of living beings. Lin Xian could clearly sense that this was the scene outside the heaven-devouring jar. The heaven-devouring demonic art was engraved inside the heaven-devouring jar. Only he could sense it. Was the heaven-devouring demonic art able to devour the world? Lin Xian shook his head. It was different from his Tao. The news of the battle spread. The entire deity land was shocked. In the depths of the deity land, the people of the Purple Mansion also learned about it. The Purple Mansion was shocked. Was Yao Guang dead? What a pity. Emperor Si Luo frowned. He was in charge of collecting and integrating resources. The death of Yao Guang made him sigh. Otherwise, with such an expert, his future would be limitless. Emperor, you have to get rid of Lin Wuti quickly. Otherwise, there will be endless trouble. Emperor Z Luo sighed. Do you think I don't want to? But now, the heavenly land was more important. No matter how strong Lin Wuti was, he couldn't compare to the heavenly land. If the heavenly land was obtained by the god realm, it would be troublesome. The people of the Purple Mansion were puzzled. Was the heavenly land really that important? Emperor Z Luo said, Your Purple Mansion will continue to be in charge of collecting information. Keep an eye on Lin Wuti. I have important things to do. He quickly swept through the depths of the deity land. The families that were originally his subordinates quickly gathered. Those who didn't submit were mercilessly suppressed. Now that Higgin had made a move, there were only two outcomes. Either submit or die. You're tuning in to the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories